Oh my goodness. It begins.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
We're finally here.
Welcome back to Higurashi.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess where do we even begin with this? I've been doing some research, lads. Everybody out there who's listening in, watching, doing your thing, you might want to get some tea for this one. I've been told by someone on the internet, somebody on the Hinamizawa server. I don't want to put them on blast, but I also want you to know that if this is wrong, that I am not culpable. This is not me underestimating things because of the anime. But apparently, the rest of this story is one long chapter, which terrifies me. So this might just be... I assume
that means chapters as the game defines it, which is to say that we should probably have a few more pauses before then.
That's the question. So either this... or the next episode will be the last episode, at least for the main story.
Oh, that's balls. That's
I know. Well, we'll see. Look, we'll see. We'll see. I know there's all sorts of tips and things in the Higurashi chat and a bunch of other stuff in the secret scene that we've hopefully unlocked if we haven't done everything wrong.
We've definitely done everything wrong.
Have we? Is that like a true thing?
I don't know. I'm just trying to seed doubt into the audience's minds.
I think there's enough doubt there. But anyway, yeah, so this is like, we're in the end game, folks. Even if we don't finish, this episode or next episode, like we're close. We've arranged all of our pieces. We've set up all the foreshadowing. We had an Oishi scene. And if that's not a harbinger of the end, I don't know what is,
Watch this just be one long, enormous,
It's 4 hours long.
Just 8-hour video.
Oh, God. Just kill me. Just axe me in the head. On the plus side, I do have a general idea of what needs to happen before we end this story, but I'm along for the ride as much as Felix is on this one. I don't know how much crazy is going to happen here. Yeah, I kind of want to have a little bit of a tangent before we start because life has been crazy even on our ends.
Has it?
Yeah. Okay. But life has been crazy on my end.
It's been crazy on your end.
Yeah, even today was madness. I was taken out of work today, my regularly scheduled work job stuff, which I will never disclose, to have a party, which was great. I had cake at work, which was madness, because my manager's leaving work and there's this whole crazy thing going on there. I'm also moving houses in 2 weeks. All I'm trying to say is this is crazy time. The end of this year is crazy time. And I think, this all has a point, I think it's because of COVID. Because people spend all this time getting wrapped up in their houses, not doing anything. And now it's the end of the year, at least in Australia.
Yep.
They just want to go. They just want to move. They want to schmove on out of whatever they're doing. They want to go live in the country. They want to live in the city if they're not in the city.
I'm interested to see how the world is when this video comes out. Because,
he's bombed. It's done.
It's currently the middle of November.
Yeah.
That happened. Pause for effect.
Oh. What could you be referring to? What happened just before November or in November even?
Well, I mean, here in Australia, lots of things happened.
It's true. I mean, there's one thing in particular that we're still waiting to see the fallout of, but it could be anything.
I don't think we'll ever be done seeing the fallout of it, Ben. I think we'll die before we see the final fallout.
Yeah, well, I'm getting news from my source.
Todd Howard will never finish the series.
He never will. I'm getting news. Apparently, he's telling me, this person is telling me all the scenes that happen.
Todd Howard's telling you all the scenes that happen before we get to see them?
That's my secret source. You figured it out. Todd Howard is the secret source of this playthrough. They say it's quite a bit left, 2 to 3 hours of reading left, maybe. Which isn't very, specific, but I'll take it. 2 to 3
hours of reading, according to who?
According to someone who didn't know...
According to Todd Howard, obviously.
Yeah, Todd Howard, who did not know that you're a YouTuber until just last week when Epica told him. So,
well, I mean, that's fine. I wouldn't expect Todd Howard to know about a schmuck like me.
My problem is, of course, that 2 to 3 hours of reading for a regular person might end up being 4 hours. So I hope you're ready. Let's see how long this video ends up being. I say we get started.
Are you sure? Did you really confirm that the Queen Carrier was at home yesterday?
It's Irie. Hello. Let me have a drink. I gotta prepare my windpipes.
Okay. Good luck.
I hope you left in just the sound of me gulping down water.
I'll probably just replace it with some carnival music.
Oh, I was gonna say a waterfall or something. Just I'm gonna have a drink. I'm getting waterboarded. Oh no. That's right. All right, let's go.
It's I'm having a drink and it's that scene from fucking Die Another Day or whatever. He's surfing with the kite.
What? What is that?
I don't know.
Is that a James Bond thing?
That's a James Bond
Okay,
thing.
good. I'm glad I
At least
figured
I
that
think
much
die
out.
another day.
Okay, I have to watch
They're all
that one. I
terrible
think.
movies. I love them.
I've only watched, the original Daniel Craig movies, so.
In fact, now that you mention it, one of the things that happened since we last recorded is Sean Connery passed away.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P.
Oh, sad.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
everybody's dying. All right.
Everybody.
Speaking of
Even us.
dying, what do you mean confirm? I just went by because I heard that she caught a cold and definitely did not die. So how could they have found her corpse? Oh, that's just impossible.
That's right, that's impossible, but unless it's confirmed, some people might misunderstand.
Who would misunderstand what?
What could you possibly be
What
planning?
could you be talking about? I think
Oh my
that
goodness. I mean, the whole village would go into a panic if they found out Rika Furude is dead.
Oh. Now I'm certain that she's lying. I don't even need to wait to hear from Tomitaki Flash-san. Takano-san's objective is the execution of the emergency manual. Its premise is about to be destroyed, and that's why she is panicking. She finally found someone who showed an interest in her research, which made her feel better about herself. Yet that someone is about to cut her off, and that's why she's panicking. She is as pitiful as can be, like a little tiny beetle. If it were possible, if there was a way to reach out to her, I would reach out to save her from drowning. But my hand will never reach. It won't reach her unless she reaches out to me. She's drowning, but as long as she refuses to seek help, I'll never reach her. Until she realizes it herself, no matter how much I reach out, she'll refuse my helping hand. However, my selfish imagination will have to stop there for now. Is Rika-chan home or not? What a transition. If she goes into the details, she'll become suspicious of me since I told her I saw Rika-chan at home. That will put me in a very dangerous position. A man who had been on the phone for some time put down the receiver. Major, there's no answer. There's nobody home.
What is the observation unit saying?
Since the 17th, the day they started their observation, there hasn't even been one single phone call.
Hey, Director Irie.
Uh-oh.
That means Rika-chan is still at home, right?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess so. I'm not sure. She has gotten so much better. Maybe she snuck out to play or something. Today is the day of the festival, remember? I think there are some vendors set up near Rika-chan's house. There are a lot of people around, so maybe your observers missed her. That is impossible.
Well, can that be possible?
Impossible. Every time, oh my god, it's the seal! It's like Grisaia. Seed of Grisaia, whatever the hell it's called. Every time Director Irie leaves, we place a seal on the house afterwards. I don't think she could have gotten out through a window.
So the mountain dogs are certain that R has not left the house, right?
Yes, we're certain. R is inside of the R residence. And she hasn't even left the house since the 17th. We're sure about that.
The only person who checked inside was Director Irie, and nobody from the mountain dogs did. But you're sure about that,
This
right?
glass crashing as Irie leaps out the window. Like, get out of there! Well, one of the mountain dogs looked at me. I swallowed and then nodded to him.
Oh, amateur mistake. You don't swallow before lying. Then how do you explain R's corpse at the police station?
Well, to be fair, he didn't say anything, so he's slightly less suspicious.
No, he's fucking suspicious as shit.
Out the window, Irie! Go for it! Like I said, it's possible they made some kind of mistake. The autopsy isn't done yet, and the body hasn't been confirmed to be Rika Furude. It could be just a rumor.
Yes, Takano, yes, they did say that. As
Yeah.
evidenced by the beginning of this page.
What? Yeah. What? What?
You already said that. How many hours do you think have passed since that rumor has gotten to Tokyo? Unless we do something about this, Tokyo will...
Oh no. Takano-san realized that I was standing next to her and shut her mouth. I could already tell what she wanted to say, though. Major, there's a phone call for you from Nomura-sama in Tokyo.
Gotta love that dramatic timing. Damn it, I told her to give me a little more
Don't pick
time.
up the phone, don't pick up the phone, it's a trap. Takano Takano-san usually has a lot of self-control.
Is that true?
I mean...
Is that true?
She can't stop herself from glaring with eyes like daggers and talking about all the murders that she's committed. But yeah, she doesn't literally murder Keiichi in Arc 1, so that's a step up.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or Arc 2. But she's not doing so well right now. Even her body language makes it clear how irritated she is. She got a new sprite and everything. Does she have a habit of scratching herself? As she folded her arms, I could see marks where her nails touched her skin. She is clearly not doing well. Oh, Takano-san is rather occupied right now. I'll take it. Nomura-san, right? I've never talked to her. This should be fine. Sorry, this phone call is for the Major. The mountain dog looked alternately between Takano-san's and mine faces.
Director Irie, I have to take care of a few things. Could you please excuse yourself?
I'm really happy with my characterization of him as just like a bumbling idiot. I love it. Oh, sure. I understand. You're in charge of the institute. I shouldn't say anything.
Somebody take him to the director's office. Hurry.
Uh-oh. She's basically telling me to get the heck out. I left the security room quietly.
Hello, this is Takano. Sorry to make you wait.
Oh, I'm sorry to call you repeatedly. So did you find out anything else?
I'm sorry. I've ordered my men to get to the bottom of this immediately. Some of them are headed to the police station, and I'm just waiting to hear from them.
I see. So you should be hearing from them soon, right? What time do you think you can call us?
I'll call you as soon as I find out something, but it's hard to say what time, though. As soon as possible, of course.
Major, have you ever been on an airplane before?
Yes, of course.
When an airplane takes off, an enormous amount of power is needed. That's why sometimes there's engine trouble during takeoff.
Is this a common experience? I can't... Is this a common thing in the 80s?
Maybe in
Planes
the 80s,
just...
yeah.
Engines just burn out during takeoff?
Yeah, it happens. If the plane hasn't sped up yet, all it has to do is slow down and abandon the takeoff. But if it has already sped up, it's much more dangerous to stop, so they go ahead and take to the air. A jet plane has 4 engines, so even if one engine breaks down, it can still fly without problems. It's the same with our operation. There is more than one engine, so if we have enough speed, we'll go ahead with our plan.
Good idea.
We'll figure out what to do later. But we are still only preparing to take off. Do you understand what I mean?
I don't understand anything.
I know, you better tell us. So is this like Takano's in a monologue, or is this just like...
I guess so.
I guess so.
The first step of the operation was Tomataki's assassination. That hasn't even happened yet, so what Nomura was saying was correct.
If you already knew the plane you were on had a broken engine before it took off, what would you do? You'd get off, right? It's the same for us. Our clients want to get off the plane because they found out there was engine trouble before takeoff.
If they're already at the point of no return, then a little mistake wouldn't matter that much. But since they're still before that point, they're overly cautious about even a tiny mistake. We're checking to see if it is in fact engine trouble as we speak.
I know. You're like a traffic controller at a control tower. I'm like a flight attendant calming the passengers down. I'm doing my best here to talk them into staying on board, even though there's a chance the plane will never take off. If it takes too long to fix the problem, this flight may be cancelled completely. Major Takano, that means your grandfather's work will be forever known as a madman's nonsense. Do you understand that? When one girl dies, all the villagers will go mad. That's just too silly. Where did you get such an idea? It sounds like some fantasy. What the hell? It's so stupid. Who in the world do Hifumi and Miyotaka think they are? It's just too funny. Takano ground her teeth. She squeezed the receiver so tightly her knuckles went white. Anyway, now do you understand what will happen? Do you get it? Your grandfather's honor depends on this, as does yours.
Yes. Thank you for thinking about us.
Oh, don't worry. I am your only ally. I'll help you achieve the ending that makes you happy. I'll be with you until the very end. So, please, Find out if the information coming from the Okonomi Police Department is true or false. Red or blue. I'll do my best, but it's not easy to deal with unhappy clients.
I'm sorry to make you go through that. Please give me a little more time. Yes, goodbye.
Indeed. Takano made sure that Nomura hung up first, and then she hung up herself.
Hasn't Okanogi called yet? Call him.
Major, we just called 10 minutes ago. He's supposed to call as soon as he learns something. Why don't you take a little break? Your coffee is... This unit member tried to serve a cup of coffee to Takano, but she knocked it aside, and she broke all the security consoles with the coffee liquid. It's not true. The cup fell on the floor, making a black puddle. Everyone in the security room went silent.
Damn it. Somebody bring a mop to clean this mess. I don't care if we called 10 minutes ago. Call him again.
Oh, God.
Tell him to find proof that Rika Furude isn't dead, and also capture Tomataki.
Flash. Takano was starting to realize something. By now, she could sense that there was something behind Tomataki Flash's disappearance.
That's ironic.
Tomataki Flash, something behind her. Normally, I'm the one who's supposed to make it disappear. Come on now. Tomataki Flash must know something about what's happening at the Okonomi police station. It might look dumb, but somehow he found out about the plan and was trying to mess with Takano. So Tomataki Flash was clearly behind all of it. It's not Irie, it's Tomataki Flash. Takano had been intending to let him enjoy the festival that night if he behaved. Wow, what a terrible person. The quickest way for Takano to be certain of what was happening would be to see Rika Furude's face at her house. But she couldn't leave, and she couldn't trust Irie, and because there were too many damn people around for the festival, the Mountain Dogs had their hands full. If she would answer the phone, then it'd do, but she wouldn't answer. That meant the house was empty, and that Rika Furude's death was real. What went wrong? Who deceived Takano? These are always questions. There was only one person. The only person who claimed that he saw her at the house. It was Irie. He was the most suspicious person around. Tomataki Flash had left the hotel and was nowhere to be found, so maybe Rika had left her house and was hiding somewhere else. In other words, Irie betrayed her and was in contact with Tomataki Flash. Question mark?
Start observing Director Irie.
Oh no. Well, what are you saying? You say he's lied or something? Why would he do that? It's crazy.
Tomataki must have noticed our plan. He left the hotel and told Rika to go somewhere safe. He's deceived us and we've been observing an empty house.
That house can't be empty. There's definitely someone in there.
Do you have proof that it's R? It's not her.
Uh-oh.
That person is there simply to deceive the Mountain Dogs in order to make it look like Rika is home. That's it. Tell Okanogi to break into the R residence. I don't know who's in there, but whoever it is, they're connected to Tomataki and
Flash.
Rika. Put the heat on them.
Oh, damn. But we can't just break into the R residence. Not today. There's too many festival goers around there. We can't break in until the festival is over, which is around midnight.
That's why all of you are here, right? Just do something. Why? Why can't you do what I tell you to do? Can't you follow my orders? Why can you only follow my patron's orders? Ugh!
Who's the boss around here? The unit members could only watch in silence. They knew that nothing could comfort her. The noise of the phone. Oh god. I hope it's not gonna go. She's gonna be pissed. The noise of the phone suddenly broke the silence. Takano practically jumped. Yes? What? Oh, Major, good news. Crow successfully got the number the research division in Tokyo is calling for their scheduled reports. The phone number is in Shishibone City. The Mountain Dogs are trying to pinpoint the address. It's Tomataki Flash. It has to be Skylark. Gather your most capable men. He's being cautious, so don't make any mistakes. Aaron, give him backup.
Understood. Skylark 1 to all units. As soon as we get the address, we'll move in. Everyone get on board.
Shit. Hasn't our man from the phone company called yet?
I'll look into it. Give me 5 minutes.
It was 8:45 a.m. They didn't know where in Shishibone he was saying, but depending on where it was, it might be too far to get there before 9 a.m. They would have to depend on luck. Damn it. Do it in 50 seconds, not 5 minutes. The hell is taking so long? You just punch in the numbers in the computer.
We've got it. The address is Hirosaka Block 1XX, Hotel Moderado.
Oh!
It's routing through the switch, so his room number's unknown.
Have to go to every room at once. Did you hear that, Skylark?
We got it. We're heading out.
Good old day, boys. Luckily, Hirosaka Block 1 was close enough. Okanogi had been right. Tomataki Flash was hiding nearby. The garage doors of Okanogi Gardens opened one after another, and the white vans are just a fleet of vans sped off in a hurry.
It's like just hundreds of them.
Yes,
Like
hundreds
each of them is
vans.
a one-person-sized van.
Oh lord, what's that? Is that crashing? Is that what that is?
That's crashing.
Oh no! Well, that's the first time we've had that. Dodler, error report. Oh, well, that's all right.
Ben,
Yeah.
no crashes have happened.
No crashes have happened. Nothing
Carry
went
reading.
wrong. The atmosphere is
Carry
preserved. That piece of shit. It's our turn now. He didn't even think there could be someone working against him in the research division. Now it's our turn for a surprise attack. Let's get him. Go, lads! The fleet of white vans! Copyright. Hotel Moderato. Despite its name, it had a cheap stained sign out front.
What about that is despite?
I think Moderato is supposed to be fancy because it's like
Okay.
Italian or Latin or whatever, sort of. A dilapidated business hotel on the outskirts of town. The perfect place for someone to lay low, but it's just what they'd suspect. They might draw in some guests if they renovated the building into a more modern love hotel. What is this conversation? But it was clear they didn't have the capital for renovations and could go under any minute. That's the kind of hotel it was. Oh, it's that bed again. Tomitaki Flash was staying in one of the rooms on the second floor. The interior of the room was worse than his previous hotel. It only had a bed and a phone. And also a bedside table and what looks like another whole room.
Don't think about it too much, Ben. It's
Well,
just a
it's the
picture
same
on the
image.
wall of
It's
the same bed.
Well, that's the thing. It's the exact same image as his other hotel room, which I don't know. It's fine. Like it's Ryukashi and his artistic vision. Okay, he ran out of motel pictures.
Exactly.
He couldn't use the one of Shion's roof again.
Mm-hmm.
It only had a bed and a phone and nothing else. But that phone was
What he needed most at the moment.
what he needed most at the moment. How dare you? Trigger happy man. If he didn't have to receive regular reports, he would keep changing hotels, which was way safer. But he needed up-to-date information from the research division, and his course of action would change according to that information. Moving about unnecessarily might cause miscommunication in case of an emergency. Tomitaki Flash never suspected that there was a spy in the research division.
I've never heard Ryukashi repeat himself.
It's true, he never knew. The ticking south of the clock, but what if he did suspect it and this was a trap all along?
Well, it would be redundant to say twice that he didn't suspect
No.
it, but it would
He's
be
gonna
redundant
clarify.
to set it up and
No,
then pay off that he
he's
did
gonna, He's going
suspect.
to clarify that he doesn't know, because otherwise there might be some small amount of doubt in your mind, and Ryukashi doesn't want doubt in your mind.
Well,
While
he
reading
could've-
his story,
He could have just
Felix.
begun this passage with
Chrono.
Okanogi was right and then carried on the rest of the scene.
Okanoki was right.
Mm-hmm.
The ticking sound from the clock echoed throughout the room. Tick tock, tick tock. It was almost 9 a.m. The clock. The phone might not ring at 9 on the dot. Tomitaki Flash waited in front of the phone patiently. He tried to organize the information in his head so he could answer questions more calmly. At the same time, he kept in mind the possibility of an attack. It's going to happen. At that time, he heard a woman scream because they're busting open the doors. It happened again. He heard another scream. Tomitaki Flash got the sense that something might be happening inside the hotel. Why didn't they line them all up and do them at once? That's such a classic thing. You're like, we don't know which room it is, so we'll just bust it all.
Presumably, there's so many hundreds of rooms in this place that they have to. Maybe they were lining them up, but they're doing it in like batches.
Couldn't they just put one van per hotel room and crash them all at the same time? Like,
Oh,
come
you're right.
on.
Sorry, they did have
They
hundreds
have
of
hundreds of
vans.
vans.
Yeah, my mistake.
Chrono, come on now. His intuition told him that the white vans were crashing in. His intuition told him that someone was checking every single room with a master key. Not just kicking it. Okay, whatever. This is significantly less badass than I was picturing, but that's okay. Tomitaki Flash opened the curtain a little. He saw several mountain dogs who were blocking all the ways out of the hotel. Well, that's good. How long had they been there? Finally, they had finally found where he was. Tomitaki Flash could hear their loud footsteps. He heard voices too. This one's empty. Next! The cheap hotel wouldn't have chains on the door. They had no means to fend off the master key. Tomitaki Flash, perfect for a murder mystery. Tomitaki Flash could tell there were around 20 of them, though maybe there were more. It would be no use trying to fight with them. All he could do was hide under the bed or in the bathroom. These are all terrible ideas. On the roof. At the very least, the ceiling wouldn't open up like in the movies. Should he jump out the window? Yes. It was the second floor after all. Yes. It was perfectly possible to survive a jump. Yes. They would be expecting that, however. Yes, this was right on city grounds. If he was confident in his legs, it wouldn't be impossible to outrun them. Tomitaki Flash soon heard footsteps outside his door. This was it. Splash. Come on. You know what? That's fine.
Oh, he did jump from the window.
He
Okay.
did. He jumped from the window. Of course, there were mountain dogs on the ground waiting for him. They pointed, and 6 of them started running after him. Tomitaki Flash shot off right from the position he landed in. This took the Mountain Dogs by surprise. He had started to dash right after he jumped out the second floor window. Tomitaki Flash was prepared to do something like that. He had been training literally every day, all day. In
Just jumping out of windows over and over.
Dude, you see the security footage and it's just like, what is that? It happens like every 20 minutes. And it's just like him just like jumping out the window one after another. He had been training in case of an emergency just like this one.
He's a one-man game of Lemmings.
Yeah, dude. Skylark 10 to Skylark 1, we've located the target. He's running. He's running. We need assistance.
Skylark 1 to Heron. The target's heading west. Use the back alleys. Stop him.
Roger that. Heron 2, 3, and 4. Head on over there. Whoa. Here he comes. That's him. 3 members of the Mountain Dogs jumped out from behind the street light.
Just like all paper thin lined up.
They're all like standing behind each other. It's like, oh, there's only one there. Wait, there's 3 of them. They were standing behind each other. And they stood in Tomitaki Flash's way.
Barbershop quartet of Mountain Dogs.
Scene is so silly. They stood in Tomitaki Flash's way. They prepared to stop him, but Tomitaki Flash kept running at full speed. I love this. They really realized he wasn't running towards them to knock them down. He was trying to run past them. I would have knocked him down, let's be real. He's a buff boy, okay? Tomitaki is huge. Have you seen him in the new anime? Have you seen how big that man is?
No.
He basically has to like hunch over in his car. It's great. There was no point in them taking a fighting position. They lowered themselves and tried to tackle him. It's a rugby tackle. No! Whoa! Tomitaki Flash just jumped over them. He jumped over them like an Olympic athlete leaping over a hurdle. I read that as turtle. I'm glad it's not turtle. That'd be weird. But he wasn't an Olympic athlete, and they weren't hurdles.
That is, in fact, the function of a simile, Ryukashi.
Tomitaki Flash's heels struck one of the dogs, and he barked in pain. The 2 flanking Tomitaki Flash thought they'd seized hold of him. However, as he flew over them easily, he grabbed onto the 2 of their heads and smashed them. Hold on!
So he's done like a forward flip. He's grabbed their heads while he's facing downwards.
Yes, and smashed them. And like gained momentum. He's about to like leap onto the next balcony. He grabbed them and smashed them together. Tomitaki Flash knew that this would stop them, but it looked fucking cool. And I guess he had a little time to run. That's also important. You want to say this one?
Target broke through the west intercept team. He's still running.
Damn it. What are you doing? Heron 10, go around in the car, take the second left, and we'll get him at 9 o'clock.
Are you okay? Shit, don't let him get away.
Oh, my head hurts so. One strike. Shit, my nose is bleeding. Oh. Tomitaki Flash saw a van with its door wide open ahead of him. He couldn't stop in time and it hit the wall. As soon as it stopped, several Mountain Dogs jumped out of the van. Stop him no matter what. Stop him.
Come on, there are 5 of us.
Nah, you can't take him. Tomitaki too good. Tomitaki Flash saw 5 men ahead of him. You know, there were 5 of them. There were 5 as opposed to 6. But he didn't think that even those 5 could stop him. Why do trains sound their horn at people on the rails? It's not because the train will get damaged. It's because the people will get hurt. Are we saying that Tomitaki is... He's still holding his camera!
Yes!
He's holding his camera! Get away! That's what he said. He yelled at them like the horn on the train. He wasn't warning them because they're in his way. He was warning them so they didn't get hurt, like a train. You get it?
Look how many we are. We are numbering 5 to 1. Don't tell me we can't stop him. No way. There's no way he could get past us. Let's go.
No, that's not a good line. Tomitaki Flash didn't grin. After all, trains don't grin.
Can we just talk about the fact that this final sequence here has begun with a plane versus train battle?
Yes. Oh my god. We captured Tomitaki Flash.
Really? Didn't take that long. I want to ask him some questions. Don't kill him, okay? Bring him over here.
No.
We'll kill him afterwards, but I've already got a great way for him to go.
Wow. The train was stopped. That's sad. The phone continued to ring inside Tomitaki Flash's empty hotel room. Within 30 minutes, Tomitaki Flash was dragged through the back door to the Erie Institute wearing a gag and handcuffs. Tomitaki Flash didn't even move as though he was sedated, because he probably was. The Mountain Dog members had carried him out of the van. Erie saw Tomitaki Flash from his window and came out of his office in a hurry. Oh god. Takano was already there! What is going on here, Takano-san? What is happening? The mountain dog silently glared at Irie. He realized that he shouldn't have left his room like an idiot.
I didn't see Jiro-san for a while, so I became worried and had the mountain dogs look for him. It was a good thing I did, because look, he's gone terminal.
He's developed terminal symptoms? Are you sure? Of course, Tomitaki Flash didn't reply. Irie decided not to say anymore and to get the fuck out. I see. That is very unfortunate. Let's give him some medication as soon as we can.
Of course, I hope it's not too late.
Uh-oh. Irie already knew. The mountain dogs had tracked him down. Irie wasn't sure if Tomitaki was able to arrange something with Tokyo. He wasn't even sure if the Bloodhounds had been called in. He could guess that Tomitaki Flash didn't have time. If the Bloodhounds were called in, the mountain dogs could catch that information. And if that was the case, they would likely drop everything and run. But Tomitaki Flash was captured, and they brought him back to the Institute. That meant it hadn't gotten that far, and they were still trying to fix the damage. In other words, Tomitaki Flash wasn't able to do what they had hoped for. What were they going to do to Tomitaki Flash? Since they brought him back alive, were they planning to torture a confession out of him? That would be very dangerous for him. You know what, that's fair. Torture is generally a dangerous thing to have done to you. He'd likely end up dead. He realized that he had to do something in Tomitaki Flash's place. The main reason why Irie had to rescue Tomitaki Flash was because he had no way of contacting Tokyo on his own. Takano wanted Irie to be useless, so she never told him about how to get in touch with Tokyo. That seems like an oversight on his part. Irie could receive phone calls from Tokyo, but he could only call them through Takano. Therefore, Tomitaki Flash was the key. Unless Irie rescued him, they couldn't possibly win. It's impossible. But Irie wasn't like the mountain dogs. He was just a dumb nerd. There was no way Irie could rescue Tomitaki Flash from such a high security area. He's with the science team. There were 8 mountain dogs in the building. There were usually only 2, but Takano had called in more. Of course, the basement was a highly secured area, and one needed an access card to get in. That card was only given to people in Irie's position. In addition to the access card, one would need a fingerprint match as well. The access card alone wouldn't do it. Therefore, the only person who could rescue Tomitaki Flash from that high security basement was Irie. I don't think we needed any of this, but that's okay. And so, even if it was impossible, Irie had to do it. He's the best. He has to go pick up his crowbar and get to town. Go to town, even. Irie bunched up his hands into fists and held them tight to encourage himself, but he only noticed that his fists were shaking. Well, that's a problem. It's the ghost girl. Irie, did you forget? Irie remembered what Akasaka had told him. Ghost girl powers. What?
It's very hard to anticipate your own danger. You can't underestimate it. You may not even get a chance to make the phone call. If you send something off, that's an emergency. Knowing the seriousness of the conspiracy, they won't hesitate to kill us. Please, be very careful.
Damn, alrighty. Irie felt the cold sweat pulling on his back. Was this the emergency Akasaka was talking
Was
about?
one of us getting literally captured by the enemy?
What's the thing that shocked me? I thought that they'd already brushed past the phone thing, that it just wasn't going to be possible anymore. Because he literally said, if there's even an inkling of a question that maybe you're in some trouble. And he's like, Tomitaki has been captured, I'm captured, we've passed this point. You should have called 20 minutes ago when Tomitaki was taken to the building. Anyway, let's do it. Let's do this shit. This is the emergency Akasaka was talking about. Let's go. He shouldn't think that it was still okay. He might lose the chance to run. He realized that trying to do something by himself was fucking stupid. He had his security access card, true, but that didn't mean he had to rescue Tomitaki Flash by himself. Just like how everyone else was trying to combine their efforts, he should also ask for help. It's because it's the thing that we're doing in this arc. Also, Tomitaki Flash was in their hands, which meant that the mountain dogs had realized they were under attack and were preparing to counter. It was very possible that they were suspicious of Irie too. Once they broke into Rika's house, Irie's lies would be exposed. Indeed. This was the emergency that Akasaka was talking about. Irie had realized that he was already in danger. He needed to leave 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Wait a minute, you call me slow. The Sonozaki residence was their gathering spot in case of emergency. His allies were congregating at the Sonozaki residence. He should explain the situation to them and think about how to rescue Tomitaki Flash. Takano probably wouldn't kill Tomitaki Flash immediately. She was intending to kill him in a really cool way as the 50 years curse. So there was still a little time left. He had allies, and with his secret security access card, not secret, there was still a chance to rescue him. Irie had to let Akasaka know that he was escaping, so he could leave the phone off the hook, or whatever it was. If they became suspicious of Irie, they would check the house, and Akasaka would be in danger too. In other words, it could cause a chain reaction. It's already begun. Chain reaction began when they got Tomitaki. Irie didn't miss his last chance to respond, but he still had to do his final job. Irie picked up the stupid phone on his desk, called Rika's home number, and left. Good on him. It would continue to ring like that, sounding the emergency signal. Irie thought back to when he wondered how long he was going to stay in this director's room. He never knew this day would come so suddenly. Here we go. He noticed the framed picture of his parents on his desk. Irie had become a doctor so he could clear up the misunderstanding of communication between his parents and regain his family ties, but how did he get involved in something like this? No, he would return. He would return and continue the fight against Hinamizawa syndrome. He vowed to himself that he would never abandon that responsibility to his family. I'll be back. Mom and Dad. Irie said his final goodbye and left the director's office. Oh, what a sweet boy. Major, there is a call from the director's office to an outside number. The phone number is, it's the art residence.
Huh? What does that mean? Can you listen in?
Of course, I'll put it up over the speaker. That's pretty good, actually. One of the members flipped a switch. This was the sound of a ringtone.
Why is Director Irie calling that house now?
Maybe our really isn't her, but he's trying to let her know that Tomitaki Flesh has been captured.
That might be it. He has no idea we're listening in.
You see the irony, Felix, because there's not going to be any message. You see, it's a secret spy code.
Oh my god!
It's a secret spy code.
I can't believe that Irie was so clever as to plan all of this himself.
I know, right? Irie, he's really the Chad of this series, secretly. What was Irie going to talk about? How can I wait? I love that she's just like sitting there, like an hour passes. She's like, why isn't anybody talking? Takano waited patiently to eavesdrop on his kind of conversation, and there was nothing but a ringtone. It had been over 30 seconds. There was no answer. Nobody was home. The director sure is patient. I guess he's sure that she's home. Oh, that was Takano. You want to take that? What do you want to take points?
No, I think these are two different.
You think these are just random dudes?
Yeah.
You be the panic guy then.
Major, we have the director on the security camera at the back door.
Whoa! The black and white quad display monitor.
Holy shit.
I want one of those. Showed Irie running out the back door. Is he still in his coat?
What's going on? Who's calling from the director's room?
Takano became utterly confused because she was not good at spycraft. But the ringtone continued. It couldn't be. Takano finally realized what was going on.
It's a trap.
It's a
he
trap.
knew we were listening in, so he made a fake call. Irie's a traitor. Catch him.
Made a fake call. Close enough. Security room on the first floor. Stop Director Irie. The target is heading to the staff parking lot from the back door. The two mountain dogs who were playing cards in the security room, slacking off on the first floor, jumped into action. The security room was located next to the back door, so Irie was still within reach. Irie had made a serious mistake. He could have left the clinic during the 30 seconds. What, did he just stand there? Oh my god.
He was looking at his parents' picture. We just went over this.
Oh, you're right. He was so nostalgic and like, oh, man, I hope I see you. And then bang, shot in the head. Takano remembered listening to the ringtone, but when he got to the parking lot, he realized if he got his car key on his desk. Oh my god. What
an idiot.
You know what? I would say this is like arbitrary bullshit on Ricky's part, but like I think this is a character.
No, here's what's going to happen. It's going to turn out that they don't expect him to go back in, so this is going to be how he gets away with it.
I guess, you know, we'll find out, I guess. And then he's going to see them at his car, you know, we'll see. Well, hold on. I didn't even read that line.
Didn't you?
No, I was exclaiming.
Doesn't matter.
Well, he went back to get his car keys. Yep. It was only at this point that he realized he shouldn't have gone back. He should have escaped on foot, but Irie wasn't used to emergencies. Unlike Akasaka, it was a typical mistake any normal person who had never gone through anything dangerous would make. That's fair. I agree with this assessment. Although he made mistakes, he didn't forget to call Akasaka. That's the main thing. People usually become extremely clumsy when they're in a rush. All he has to do was to turn the key, but he couldn't even do this smoothly. He kept turning the stupid key, and finally the engine started. Irie still thought that he was all right. Even if one of them questioned him, all he would have to do would be to say that he was going out to get something. Don't let them question him. When he released the handbrake with his sweet left hand, he saw there were two mountain dogs rushing out the back door. As the two of them looked around, Iria's eyes met with one of theirs in the rearview mirror. He pointed at Iria's car and the two of them started running towards it. The two of them looked extremely serious and certainly not like they were chasing after him to return a drop pen. Because he didn't drop his pen. No shit. Oh shit. Oh heck. Iria's body was soaked with sweat before the two of them could jump on the car. Iria stomped on the gas pedal and the car took off after spinning its wheels. What a fucking nerd. Of course the dogs didn't give up. They got into their own car and started to chase after Iria.
2 chase scenes in a row. What the fuck is Higurashi on?
This is great. Securing the base. The director's on the run in his own car. Do you want us to force him to stop?
Major!
This is Takano. He's probably headed to the Furude Shrine. There are too many people there, so it'll be impossible to catch him.
Oh, he's not in there though.
Fine, don't worry about injuries. Don't let him go. Stop him by any means necessary.
Roger that. We'll force him to stop. Send backup just in case. Over.
Roger that. We'll send Nightingales back up, but don't wait for them. Stop him right now.
Get him. The mountain dogs had Iria's car in their view. I love this shot. As it ran away at full speed, they have to find a perfect spot and timing to stop him. It's not easy to drive a car when you're in a rush. That's fair. Of course, the more you step on a gas pedal, the more speed you gain. But when you're in a hurry, you can't control the steering wheel well enough to escape quickly. This is an incredible scene. Iria could see his pursuers in his rearview mirror and was completely distracted by that. He was driving very carelessly. His driving was so reckless that he could easily get into an accident on his own. As the fear was driving him, see it's a pun, into confusion, he made a wrong turn. And that mistake made him even more confused and panicked. Where's he gonna end up?
Come on, director. Going to lose your license for driving like that.
Although the two guys were ordered to stop him, there was sign to think Iria's going to get into an accident without them doing anything. They'd rather not drag this into a car chase so they didn't have to. This is Phoenix 1, security vehicle coming.
Commander, security vehicle here. We're still chasing him. We're on the path through the forest near the 5th District. Not sure of the exact location.
We're heading your ways back up as per HQ's orders. Estimated time of arrival is 15 minutes.
He's been evading them for 15 minutes?
Well, no, he's saying that he'll be there in 15 minutes, right?
Oh, so they've been going for like 7 minutes.
And there's going to be another 15 minutes before these guys get there. That's a long car chase. That's like way too long. Don't wait for us.
Actually, no, they've been going 5 minutes, and then it'll be another 5 minutes. They'll gain in distance, and then another 5. Okay.
And then they'll catch him. I don't think we'll be there in time. Okonomi grumbled. He had to leave Okonomi in a hurry to respond to Major Princess. Oh, he got him. But because of the distance, there was no way he could get there in time. Even so, he was still ordered to provide backup. So he could have explained, but the princess would have listened to him anyway. The mountain dogs who were with Okonomi smiled bitterly. Is this Okonogi? Who's saying this?
Go with Okonogi.
Which direction are you heading?
The worst case scenario, we'll end up leaving town.
Don't let him. We'll comb the hills for him to break his legs. Is there anybody else? Any weapons?
It's in the middle of the forest. There's nobody around. We have one submachine gun in the security vehicle.
The guy in the passenger seat reclined it and climbed into the back. He lifted one of the seats and took out a black machine gun.
Into the back.
You heard him. The paint on one corner was coming off and the shiny silver metal was exposed. It was a machine gun, but it didn't look like a regular one. It was like a submachine gun, you know, a smaller machine gun, sub sandwich sized. However, once the dog extended a shoulder stock and set it in place, the weapon looked far more vicious. It's an MP5, correct? Is it A5 or ST3? The man in the back seat looked at the uniquely shaped gun barrel. It was thick and long.
That sounds like the SD3 then.
It's ST3. It has a silencer as well.
That's what the S stands for.
It's what? Silence?
I don't know, suppressed, silenced.
Suppressed. I guess silence isn't like a clinical term,
SD for
is it?
seduced.
Seduced? Dragon, done. 3 seduced dragons, that's what it stands for. You're allowed to fire. Shut his tires with a full burst. Roger that, we're attacking. The guy in the back seat opened up the driver's side back window and leaned out of the car. His sharp eyes aimed at one of the tires on Iria's vehicle. So what that means, Felix, is that we've had a chase scene with a train and a plane and a car all in the last 30 minutes.
Yes.
This is insane. and a human lemming. It was a straight road. Irio's car was bobbing and weaving, but not enough to avoid a shot, because it's a dumb car. The pursuers had his car in their sights. They were trying to get as close to Irio's car as possible, but they were afraid they might get caught up if it overturned. They soon decided that this was as close as they were going to get. I'm going to fire on the count of 3. 3. No, that's the other way around. It's 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, fire! What a weird mistake. There are a lot of weird mistakes in this passage. Like, I don't hate it. It's not like ruining anything, but just like, I'm gonna shoot on 3. 3, 2, like, okay.
It's ridiculous.
Thanks, dude. Well-planned military tactics.
Oh, here it is, the classic Ryukashi.
Oh, here we go.
No louder than a cork popping.
Seems legit. The sound machine made was a lot quieter than what people would imagine, but its power was unimaginable. One of the tires on his cars was cut to shreds. It's this epic feeling. Stop laughing at this shit. It collapsed in a puff of white smoke. There's tension here. He's gonna die. What if he gets murdered by a submachine gun SD3 MP5 thing? The stock. Because one tire collapsed all of a sudden, he lost control of his car. We tried to steer away, but that made things even worse. As it spun near his car, drove off the shoulder of the road and slid down the slope into the freaking forest. We've just landed in the swamp. Whoa! Sorry. There we go. The sound of trees breaking and the car being battered from every direction disappeared down the slope.
Hopefully he put his seatbelt on.
Oh yeah, it's better. Cut that one in. The pursuers stopped their car and looked down after it, but the plants were going so high it was impossible to check from here. The attack was a success. The target vehicle went down the slope. It's possible the driver is dead. We'll search on foot.
Phoenix 1, roger. Nightingale's in the area. If you're lucky, you'll run into them. We aren't even close. I'm counting on you. Good luck. I think that was probably Okanogi.
Yeah, Okanogi's Phoenix 1. That's okay. That's fine. Ending transmission. Let's go. It's right. Somebody else picked up the phone for him. It's no problem. The mountain dogs left their car and headed into the woods without hesitation. Oh, Akasaka time. Akasaka had received the phone signal from Irie. The phone rang for over 3 whole minutes. That signal told Akasaka that Irie was in some kind of emergency and that Akasaka himself was in danger now. Takano made a mistake. She didn't realize the ringtone itself was the signal. She assumed someone staying at the house would pick up the phone eventually. Her error allowed Akasaka to perceive that extremely important forewarning. Oh, he waited for exactly 3 minutes, then ran downstairs quickly. He had already put on his shoes, smart boy, while listening to the phone ringing. Akasaka had memorized the layout of the town from the map he kept near the phone. He knew the shortest route to the Sonozaki residence, as well as a number of alternative routes, just in case. He's a smart boy. In case the shortest was already blocked. People would be surprised to see a stranger coming out of the house, but Akasaka didn't care about that at the moment. He had to get to the Sonozaki residence immediately. However, the observers would see him, and that was a problem, because he's going to lead them there. They'd soon come after him. Upon finding the house empty, they'd assumed the man who ran from it knew something. Once Akasaka left Rika's house, he had to be prepared to fight. There's actually been no mention of, like, what if we actually lead Takano to the Sonozaki residence? Like,
none at all.
I'm wondering if that's going to even be a thing. He relaxed his shoulders and reached for the doorknob.
I mean, it's a compound, right? What are they gonna do? It's got barbed wires. It's got locked doors.
It's true. Lay siege. They just pull out like a trebuchet. Takano puts Tomotake's body into a trebuchet and just launches it. That's tough enough to break through a building.
Absolutely.
Like a
Throwing a train at the Sonozaki residence.
At the Sonozaki. Somebody make art of that, please. I know there are lovely, talented artists out there. I want to see a train Tomotachi smashing into the Sonozaki residence.
Yep.
And Oreo's on top going, oh! Done. That's the art I want. That's my dream. Major, there's a message from the unit observing the R residence. A suspicious man, just very attractive young man exited the house.
A man? Who is it? Actually, I don't care. Just catch him.
A man! Loud and clear. We'll pursue and stop him. Well, hey! It was only 10 a.m. Wow, it has been a lively morning. It was a lively morning. Many people were getting ready for the festival. Akasaka weaved through the people going in the opposite direction and ran down the stairs leading from the shrine. The mountain dogs were already chasing after him. Oh, it's the music. There was a significant gulf between the happy faces on the villagers and the serious faces on Akasaka and his pursuers. He could hear them coming up behind him. He didn't even need to turn around to check. Akasaka held his breath, focusing all of his manly senses to their limits as he sprinted even faster than he usually could with all of his might.
Place your bets. What vehicle is Akasaka going to be compared to?
I hope he gets compared to like a motorbike, like just speeding off down the dirt tracks. That's what I want.
He's going to be a tank, I reckon.
You think he'll be a tank?
Yeah,
you know what?
tanks are surprisingly quick. That's going to be the point it's going to make.
I hope not. I really hope not. The success rate of an escape depends on the distance between the pursuer and the pursued. Even a little distance makes a difference. I'm glad they've set the stakes for us. Akasaka ran down to the bottom of the stairs like the wind.
Didn't see that coming.
Left curveball. He's been compared to the wind. Then headed in the opposite direction, away from the Sonozaki residence. Of course, this wasn't a mistake of his. He just wanted to lose the... Okay, good. Well, what speed! Does he have wings on his feet? Is he Hermes? The observers weren't ready for this chase. They never expected a fast and fully grown man. You know, that's fair. Rico has become a fully grown man. Run out of the house. They assumed it would be a little tiny baby girl. That assumption was their mistake. Besides, Akasaka's locomotive-like power!
Two trains.
Come on, Higurashi.
What a letdown.
Was nothing like that of normal people. There was no way they could catch him. The mountain dogs fell for Akasaka's trick. They called HQ and told them that he was headed in the opposite direction and followed him that way. Akasaka was confident that he could have had them completely confused if he'd had just a little bit more time. Not only that, he could have attacked them individually like a predator. Were there 3 pursuers? No, there were probably 4 of them. His mind, body, and skills were all in top condition, so it should be possible for him. Usually overrating oneself is dangerous, but Akasaka was above such an immature level. Resisting violently at a place other than his destination might prompt them to waste manpower and time. But Akasaka wasn't sure of the real meaning of Iria's phone signal. They're at a severe level of emergency. Akasaka had no time to waste, so he had to get to the Sonozaki residence. As Akasaka ran as fast as he could, he tried to think about the situation calmly. Could he attack them first and then head to the Sonozaki residence? The pursuers were scattered about and running out of breath. He could take them down. It would not be easy to fight 4 men at the same time, but they're tired and terrible and man babies.
No, but he's not. He won't overestimate himself. Come on, Ben.
He knows.
You'd fall apart in this
What are you
situation.
talking about?
You aren't as mentally keen as Akasaka.
No, hold on now. He won't overestimate himself because he knows that that's impossible. He knows that he is the buffest man in the world.
No, you see, this is the hubris of an amateur like yourself.
No, I don't think so.
This is the bottom of the Dunning-Kruger graph.
I think
right
Akasaka
here.
could rip a tank in half if he needed to. That's what I'm saying.
That's true, but one tank is less powerful than 4 men at once.
If they're all trains.
Exactly.
You're right. I take it back. It would be different to take the one-on-one. When Akasaka decided he had a high enough chance of winning, he took a deep breath. It's all a probability game. It's all about math, really. That's what Akasaka's about. He's a math man.
Turn around a streetlight? What? Why around a streetlight? How big are streetlights in Japan? Is he like leaping at the streetlight, grabbing it with 2 hands and like swinging around it into a like swinging kick?
I was imagining it was like dancing, like he like grabs it with one hand.
Oh, he does like the singing in the rain thing?
Yes. He spins a couple times to get momentum. You know, because a little distance makes a big difference. Right, he does like the orbit slingshot that they do from spaceships. He's a spaceship. He's a spaceship. Math person. That's it. I told you this is a sci-fi story. He made a U-turn around a straight line, Felix. Let's keep going. Whoa! The mountain dogs were surprised to see that the man who was running away from them was now running towards them. They prepared themselves to fight, but before he could even reach them, he had already had everything planned out in his head. He had calculated how many blows would be required to take them all out. It's 4. But his calculations were wrong without even needing a second blow. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Without even needing a second blow, the first pursuer dropped after one of Akasaka's legendary armor-piercing punches connected with his face.
He's a Windy Tank Train Spaceship.
Yeah! In power armor. While the first was still in the air, it's flying. Okay. His second armor-piercing punch took out the second pursuer. Oh!
Why'd you stop the music there, Higurashi? What the fuck?
We're cutting. We're cutting back to Iria, I assume. Oh my god, that was intense. There was a chorus of cicadas, which woke Iria up! He needed a little time to realize what had just happened. Don't forget your car keys. His seatbelt had saved him from serious injury. There you go. See, put your seatbelt on. There's a good moral in this story. I told you it was there somewhere. However, it was sheer luck that the metal parts of the seatbelt didn't get tangled and that the door didn't become warped. There you go. Wear your seatbelt, everyone. That's the real thing. The real lesson of Higurashi. He was on the bottom of the slope near a different forest road. Irie endured the pain and removed his seatbelt. He got out of his car soon after. He heard someone walking towards him through the bushes. A pursuer. He couldn't get caught just yet. If he was captured, it would be impossible to rescue Tomitaki Flash. Not only that, nobody would ever know that Tomitaki Flash was captured in the basement of the clinic. Even though Irie knew he was helpless, he couldn't falter here. The only thing he could do was resist them and run for as long as he could, which isn't very far because he's not a vehicle. Maybe he's like a mountain bike.
Maybe he is.
He has endurance, but he's not very fast. But as soon as he started to run, Irie realized it. He had no strength. His legs were shaken and he couldn't even see straight. He's got something bad happen to him. He had only been stepping on the gas pedal, but his lungs were about to explode. His brain was lacking in oxygen. It had to be that certain type of exhaustion that came immediately after hyperarousal. I mean, that's fair. Irie understood that intellectually, but he still couldn't get his body moving. He tried to run, albeit in a wobbly way. He heard a noise coming down the slope behind him. This was it. But Irie still tried to run as far as he could. Security HQ, we found him. He's injured. We'll capture him. Irie heard the voice of his pursuer. Shit, he thought. What can I do? I have to run. I have to. So I'm going to save him. Carve in your hearts the spirit of retreat.
This is Irie.
Oh, is it?
He's goofing on them, I reckon, to... Either that or the kids have showed up to rescue him.
Well, that would be my assumption, because this is like Rika's
I know.
up to some shit. I'm just not sure who it is. You want to hit it once more?
Sure.
And just like... Yeah, okay. That's who we're dealing with.
Carve in your hearts the spirit of retreat. I don't know.
Who would say Shion-san?
I don't know.
Sadako? I don't know, we can't see who it is! Shion-san, what's that song you've been singing?
Don't you know? It's really popular nowadays.
Is it Mom, maybe? It might be. It's gotta be Mom. It's gotta be Mom. My apologies, I'm rather ignorant when it comes to pop music. There was a red car ahead. White smoke was still visible, so the accident must have just happened. Kasai slowed down. It's Kasai! Is that Kasai? No, but they're all together, right? Were they all together? Shion wasn't with Oishi, was she? So it is, it's Shion and Kasai. That's who's in the scene. It's Shion and Kasai having a conversation.
I'm so glad he's back, but...
Yay! Alright, let me just get the voice going. I have a certain voice I'm going for you.
Yep.
Let me just remember, I have been watching lots of Clone Wars, so I at least have a frame of reference for this one. You're singing. Do or die, etc. Oh, where is it? Oh, jeez. Oh, the reason this... Hold on, who was the most recent line?
This is Shion.
This is Shion. I was gonna say, this is Shion.
I'm just letting you get warmed up. Also, we should take points for that. How many points do you want?
3 points, so like 3 lines there.
What is it? Oh, jeez. Hey, isn't that the coach?
Their car stopped. The sound of the brakes startled Irie and he fell on his behind. Irie was obviously the one who had been in the accident.
Hey, coach, is that your car?
Not the time. Shion-san. You're alright, Dr. Irie. You should go see a doctor. Got him. Okay, what a fucking nerd.
We'll take the coach to the clinic so he can treat himself, huh?
These fucking clowns. Can you stand up? I'll take you there. No, not the clinic. I can't go there. I have to go to the Sonozaki residence.
Coach, what's going on?
What's going on?
This isn't good.
It's not. Kasai looked at Irie's car, then looked around the area. You can see the bullet holes. Then he whispered to Shion. Shion-san. Shion-san, he must be in some kind of trouble.
What kind?
There are bullet holes in Dr. Irie's car, and they don't seem to be from an ordinary handgun. I like that that's his clarifying. Like, there are bullets, and they're not even from a handgun. Like,
I mean...
the situation's escalated.
Really? You take that end. Let's get him to the main house.
Alrighty. The two of them loaded Irie into the back seat, got in the car, and left the heck out of there.
We have to ask the coach what's going on. He can't go back to the clinic. I wonder what he means.
It sounded like he was running away from someone there, but I don't know. It's obvious that he was involved in something dangerous.
Hey, where are you going?
She was confused as to why Kasai suddenly made a wrong turn, because he's trying to lose him. Come on now. Dalteria's pursuers aimed for the tire of his car. They wanted to capture him alive. His pursuers are likely close by.
They after us? There's no car behind us and nothing in the air. This area to be impossible to follow unless they're tailing us.
I'm going to make another left turn just to be safe and then head to the main house. Could you watch what happens behind us?
You got it.
Watch out for any bullets. Make sure to catch them. Alright. Security HQ, the tire was picked up by a civilian vehicle. I'm seeing the license plate number and the car model.
Roger that, Nightingale. Your target is the civilian vehicle now. Search for it immediately. Try to capture Director Irie alive. Neutralize the civilians as well, dead or alive.
Are you sure? Are you going to find him?
Don't worry. There's a tracking device in the director's coat. Nightingale's vehicle can catch the signal and they can pinpoint where he is. That's not good. That's like the opposite of good. Irie was lying in the back seat wearing his stupid white coat. There was a device on his collar. The security department put it there just in case, and no matter how hard she tried to look for anyone following them, the enemy already knew exactly where they were. This is Nightingale 3. We found the vehicle. It just made a turn by the watermill. You know, the one with the string attached to it. There was a map for now.
Sorry,
got that.
Nah. No, we're not cutting that. We just have to let the audience know I'm disappointed in you for that joke.
That's a good joke. It was a good joke if you don't want to talk about it. Felix is just judgy today. There was a map of Inamizawa on the table in the security room. The path by the watermill led to a certain private property. It belonged to the Sonozaki family, and the Sonozaki residence was the only building on it. Major!
Am I like rats in a trap?
This is Phoenix 1. Nightingale, don't head in yet. Phoenix will join you in just a little bit. We'll go in together.
This is Nightingale 1, understood.
Okinoki, don't give them any time. Why don't you let Nightingale go in?
Bad connection. Oh, break it up.
Nobody listens to me.
Smashes the walkie-talkie. The Sonozaki family's basement had a security system which displayed images captured from the various security cameras on the property. Of course, it wasn't as high-tech as the one at the Irie Institute. It was in the room on the second floor of a gasho house. Is that right? Is that gasho? Is that a real thing? Or is that typo? Somebody let us know what a gasho is.
Down in the comments.
Down in the comments. A Japanese-style room where you had to kneel to avoid hitting your head. Because I don't believe you that a Japanese-style room where you had to avoid hitting your head is the definition of a gasho house. I don't believe you. With bundles of wires snaking away from the monitors. It felt like a hidden chamber, because it was. There was electricity and a phone nearby, and although it was in a basement, had all the basic amenities of the Sonozaki residence. At first, all the club members had watched the monitor curiously, but after a while, it got too hot in such a tiny room.
So if they're taking Irie in like to the underground bunker, wouldn't the signal just disappear?
That's a great question. I guess it depends on the quality of the tracking device or whatever. Although they still see them go in, like a display this is their last known location.
Yeah.
Like, surely. We last saw them going into the Sonozaki residence, into their underground bunker torture chamber.
I mean, I
wonder where they could be.
Hold on. I gotta look something up.
Oh, God, what are you looking at?
I have to find out when GPS was invented.
It's a good question. I don't know.
Because otherwise, this would just be like radar. Okay, so prototypes for GPS launched in 1978, but it wasn't made available until 1993, and I think that would include Japan.
Well, yeah, but these are like super spies. They can get whatever they want. You know?
Well, but they wouldn't be able to get a technology privately controlled by another military.
Why not? They could make a deal. Look, it doesn't matter. I'll be real. I think you're right. Like, I do think that it is radar. I think that's what the only thing they have access to, but like, it doesn't matter. It's a super secret spy
it
agency.
doesn't really undermine anything that the story is trying to do. It's just
if you watch any spy movie where like, this is our new gadget, it's like, how does that even work? How does that function? How does that pen like only work on fingerprints and like also is explosive and also washes your butthole? It doesn't matter. And you know what else doesn't matter? Mion and Renna stayed in the room to observe the monitor. Sure, that won't matter. There, I take it back, it matters. Mi-chan, look, there's a car.
That's Kasai-san's car. It's probably Shion. I bet she came because the festival is today. Jeez, why'd you have to come now? I don't have time for her.
Their granny had been at the shrine since the early morning, so there was nobody upstairs to answer the door. It was only the kids. Oh my goodness. And if Mion didn't answer it, Shion would think that nobody was home. Mion wondered if she should tell Shion what was going on. Shion could be helpful sometimes. Kasai's car stopped in front of the gate. Someone was getting out of it, and they can see Irie. Here we go. Huh, Michan, look, isn't that the coach?
What?
They saw Shion and Kasai holding Irie on the monitor. Just like push his head up to the camera. Mm-hmm. Obviously something serious has happened. You better get out there.
Let's move. Rena. Kei-chan, come with me.
Keiichi was also there.
Sadako, watch the monitor.
What?
Rika-chan, don't come up. How do you make sure Rika-chan doesn't move?
Leave it to me.
I've got it.
Meep, that's not fair. Maybe Okanogi had made the right decision. If he had let Nightingale go in as Takano had ordered, it would have been on the stupid monitor. And that's how you get alarms sounded. You have to fight waves of cops. But Okanogi ordered them to stand by until another unit arrives, so they waited. So Mion didn't notice that the enemy was about to attack. By this time, there were many vehicles belonging to the mountain dogs parked by the windmill. Okanogi and Phoenix won. Wait, Okanogi and Phoenix won! Huh? They're not the same person!
No, it's just Okanogi and his legs. They attach together at the waist.
So stupid, whatever. Okanogi and Phoenix One, who are different characters, had joined with Nightingale, and they were getting ready to head in. However, it had been a good idea to leave Sadako to watch the monitor, and if Mion hadn't gone out, Irie would have been killed, so it all worked out pretty well. Mion didn't know it yet, but Irie was their only hope of rescuing Tomotaki Flash. I feel like there's just a lot more, I mean, this is obvious thing, but like there's a lot more like objective, descriptions of what the plot is in this arc, like just a huge amount more than in the previous one.
Also, I take issue with the description here that as a result, entirely by circumstance, they did everything correctly. Like,
part of that was Mion.
What do you mean? She's seen an ally going, I need to help. Yeah. I'm the most responsible in this situation. Is that circumstance?
No, it's because what we're looking at here, spoiler alert, is that all the characters are making the best decisions they can with the information they have to try to secure the best outcome.
Exactly, it's not circumstance.
Like also part of, the whole setup we did with the fragments, which is why I don't really know why we've chosen the word circumstance. I wonder if it's like fate. I wonder if fate would be a better translation here. But anyway, that's something to take with the translators. I'm genuinely curious because I don't like the implication there that it's just like, oh, it just sort of happened. It was crazy. Fate, I think, would be a much better connotation to put here.
It's clearly trying to say without realizing it, they did everything correctly, but it's like...
Sure. I just think that the use of terminology here is not super great. Anyway, point is... Irie is their only hope because the narration has told us that objectively, and so here we go.
Sis! I wonder if she's gone to the shrine already. Shion! Where did you come from? You're in the basement, weren't you? I'll tell the hag you were playing down there.
Oh, sure.
Who cares about that? How's the coach? Coach?
Oh, mein Gott.
Is he alive?
Oh. Is this Kasai? Surely, yeah. Are you all in trouble too? What's going on?
Shi-chan, listen well. It's like this.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Coach, what happened?
Oh, I'm so sorry. The mountain dogs got Tomotaki Flash, son. He's in the clinic's basement. Oh, I got into an accident for chasing me. Irie explained everything he could while enduring the pain. Everyone was very happy to see him sort of safe, but Mion's expression quickly grew stern. Then she asked Shion a question.
Is anyone after you?
Definitely.
Nobody was following us.
Come on, let's go in. I have a bad feeling about this. They heard the sound of a car approaching, and it wasn't alone. Who could it be at this time of day? It was a waste of precious seconds to even think that.
You idiot, they are after you, Shion. I'm telling you, nobody was following us.
Kasai picked up both sisters by the hair, I assume, and ran through the gate. No, bundled it under his arms. That's a much better image. Let's go to the basement. It'll be safe there.
Mion-san, there are a lot of strange cars approaching.
Oh, let's get down there then.
I know. Go back to the basement. I'll shut the door. Where's Rika-chan?
She went into the secret room with Hanyu-san.
Well, that's good. This is Nightingale 6. We found the target. Some of our friends are there too.
Ours hiding there, I know. Right, Jiro-san?
Tomotaki Flash was lying on the floor of the security room in the puddle of coffee. Oh no. His hands and legs were cuffed and there was another pair of handcuffs to connect them, leaving him bent backwards on the floor. That can't be comfortable. He couldn't get up or even turn around. Takano laughed and poked Tomotaki Flash's side with the toe of her shoe. She's the worst. But also, someone's probably into that, so it's fine. The mountain dogs climbed over the fence easily. There was no need for anyone to explain at this point. It was obvious that they were the enemy and that they were, so now we're going to explain it. Then the mountain dogs that Rika had spoken about many times. They went through the grove of trees and headed for the entrance of the underground storehouse. The first 5 mountain dogs were supposed to capture them all, but they fell down on their faces, their big dumb faces, one after another. Just as one of the mountain dogs started to wonder why they fell, he felt something on his leg. The next moment, he was flying through the air.
Shit!
Oh! As he stood up, his leg got pulled again. He realized then that there was a rope wrapped around his leg. Because the way he fell, the rope was wrapped tightly around it and wouldn't come off easily. Maybe that guy.
Be careful, there are traps in the bushes!
Bushes! Bush traps! Sadako had set up lots of traps in the bushes, lots of bush traps. After all, she wouldn't just sit around all day on an empty property like this. The club members headed into the underground storehouse one after another. The mountain dogs couldn't do anything, although they did see them.
I'm closing the door. Come on, help me.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
It was a heavy door, but when they put their strength together, it closed super easily. Mion locked the door quickly, putting on the deadbolt for good measure. Do you think this will be enough? Don't you think they'll break this door? Don't you think?
I saw 5 or 6 and perhaps even more cars on the monitor. They're all vans and I saw strange men inside of them.
I don't think this door will be broken down that easily, but I'd imagine they're used to doing things like this. We shouldn't underestimate them. Before he could even finish speaking, someone pounded on the damn door. The second group of mountain dogs had arrived. Although the heavy door was separating them, it wasn't at all comforting to know that the enemy was just on the other side. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. You haven't done anything wrong. Let's go farther in.
Yeah, let's find out how many there are in the monitor.
Yeah, like 20 billion.
Okay, fine, leave me out of this. I'm just an outcast. Oh, shut up. I'll explain when I have 5 minutes to spare.
Well, they're going to shoot all of you, so you're in it with them. Nightingale 1 to Felix 1. The targets are in the basement. There's a steel door here and we can't break through. Felix 1, roger that. Shit. This Ozaki family must be so damn rich. The property's too huge for us to surround, so we won't even try. Let's join Nightingale. Nightingale, knock some trees down. We'll use them to ram down the door. This is straight up like a medieval siege. What?
Why wouldn't they just have some, like, explosives? Like,
or like their little police battering rams, you know, anything. They're gonna knock trees down and they're gonna turn and they're gonna build a little like protective shelter out of wooden and iron, and they're gonna build a battering ram.
Play a game of Age of Empires against these kids.
Basically. Well, you need to get some horsemen and some archers to protect those battering rams. So it goes to the poor pulling oil on them. It's gonna be great. That's what I'd do.
Phoenix 7 to Phoenix 1, we have some plastic explosives for indoor use. There we go. You want us to get them ready?
Okay, good. That's so silly. Plastic explosives are explosives for military use explosives. There are various different kinds of explosives, but he was talking about the type of explosives specifically made to break down doors.
With explosives.
With explosives. Thank you. Okanogi momentarily thought it was a good idea, but he changed his mind right away. This was a small village. If there was an explosion, everybody would hear. It was daytime and they're on the surface. You just got to time it with the fireworks. Haven't you played video games before?
God,
and
what an amateur.
And they're on the surface. Or the thunder, you know. It was the worst time and place for the mountain dogs to do their job. An explosion isn't a good idea. Wait a minute. What time is it now? Oh, it's almost 10 a.m. Is this when it turns out there literally is? Oh my God. I can't wait for this. I see. Fix everyone, let's do it. Get the fuse ready. Whoa, Commander, what does 10 a.m. have to do with an explosion? Okanogi's mind was working sharper than ever. He was sure that this would work. This they're gonna do it. They're gonna use video game logic.
Do video game logic so hard.
As you know, Felix, the sound of a plastic explosion going off is not much louder than a cork popping out of a wine bottle. So
How fucking loud are corks in Ryukishi's house?
Incredibly loud. I think he lost his hearing. I think that's the true secret. True. It's why he doesn't write the music. All right. Everyone gathered in the secret room. Is everyone okay? Oh, we were watching the monitor. There are about 30 guys out there.
That many? That's not good.
Whoa.
Can I see? Look, they don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. When Mion touched a switch, the screen changed to the view of the entrance to the basement. Some of the mountain dogs were checking out the door. They didn't appear to be trying to force it open. They were simply at a loss for what to do. What do you think they'll do now?
You think we're trapped rats in here, so I'm sure they're going to try breaking open the door.
They think that we are rats, but we are men. Or children.
Oh, you know what the plot device with the collar is going to be?
What?
So they're going to come out the tunnel on the other side with Irie, and then they're going to pop up on the radar.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That'd be a problem, wouldn't it? If that happened, I could either confirm or deny this.
What the heck? What are they doing with that log?
That's right. Oh, they must be thinking of using it as a battering ram. Sadako just said they're assuming we're trapped rats, so we should get out of here while they're trying to open the door. I agree. Besides, we have to rescue Tomitaki Flash-san. You're right. No matter how strong the door is, we'll be in big trouble if they find us. I think it's time for us to skedaddle.
Sis, don't you think we should call the police?
I would.
Oh yeah, we completely forgot about that. Even if a spy at the police station overhears us, there isn't really much he can do at this point anyway. I'm sure Oishi-san will come right over.
Okay. Let's get him shot. Mion picked up the phone. Why hadn't you thought about this earlier? Phone lines are cut.
What?
Phone lines are cut.
What's the matter?
Mion panicked as she tried to listen for a dial tone, but there wasn't one.
The phone, what's going on? I don't hear anything.
They're professionals. They must have cut the line.
What?
Whoa! Suddenly everything went dark.
Oh no. We're gonna have to do this whole scene without fucking sprites.
Sorry, I shouldn't hit the desk, but like, come on, Ryugashi! Come on! I can't just do a neutral voice for every line in this scene!
Oh no!
I can't just do that!
What is this, a power failure?
It's Kasai! You know what? At least there's light now. Kasai lit his cigarette lighter and Mion turned her emergency flashlight on.
Oh, thank God.
I was so worried. Here we go. We're going to get explained to us. Here we go. This is the drawback about a basement. Oh, but they won't be able to see either, right? I know, but they might have some kind of device, some kind of goggles maybe.
Or a fucking torch.
Or a torch. Anything, really. We live in the modern age. They might have some kind of fancy device that lets them see in the dark. Don't you think?
Mion-san, why do you think they cut the electricity? Are they just going on the offensive?
If nothing else, it worked to turn the security system off.
They were checking out the door. They didn't give up. They have a way to destroy the door and they don't want us to notice it. That's why they cut the electricity.
Are they going to blow up the door?
Oh my God.
The door can be destroyed in a second, so we can't stay here, right?
Why are they still there?
I thought they were moving while talking, but I guess they're just standing in the next room.
I guess they were at the phone, which was like right there.
Well, yeah, they're at a plot object. It's fine. Mi-chan, let's get out of here. Show us the way to the hidden escape route. Mush mush. Oh, this way, everyone. Mion was getting confused amidst all the chaos. She hadn't underestimated the mountain dogs. She even considered that they would have some explosives, but she didn't think they would use them in Inamizawa in broad daylight. This part of the country, localized entirely within the Sonozaki residence. Someone's gonna hear that explosion. Is there even such a thing as a silent explosive?
What a rough bunch. They're not even concerned with minor risks.
Oh, this is a crazy situation. But the mountain dogs are always very, very careful. I don't know about Takano-san, but there is no way Okanori-san would allow an explosive in the middle of the day. But it's not the middle, it's 10 a.m.
They're still going to do it, huh? They've got guts.
They've got explosives. I don't know much about them, but just like a silencer and a gun, aren't they like sound? Oh, come on, Renner. Come on now.
No way. No matter what you do, an explosion sounds like an explosion.
You get a drill.
I get it. you're a staff member for the festival, aren't you, Coach? What time do they let people know if the festival is going to take place?
Here we go. I'm pretty sure it's precisely 10 a.m. or... Oh, do you think just like on a track and field day? If you want to hide a tree, hide it in the forest, huh? Rico knew Okanogi well. He would always complain about how he had to guard her like she was a princess. Rika had never expected Okanogi to be so sharp. That was why she was more frustrated than anyone else. Even Hanyu, who always panics. The mountain dogs had quickly set explosives on the basement door. Long wires were connected to the explosives, and the mountain dogs were waiting at the other end, lying flat on the ground. One of the members was holding a detonation switch. All the wires were linked to it. It's almost 10. This morning I thought it was bad luck this happened on the day of the Water Nagashi Festival, but now I'm kind of glad about it. Okanogi had realized that he could use the festival effectively. He was going to make sure his enemies got what they deserved. On the morning of a village event, they use fireworks to let everyone know that an event is going to take place that day. It is literally fireworks. I can't fucking believe it.
I know, it's great.
I want to be clear, I don't think this is the anime. This is not me like cheating
I don't believe it would
subconsciously.
be. This is just video game logic. It's
fucking video game logic. Thank you.
We've already mentioned
Higurashi.
specific models of MP5 earlier in here.
You're
She's
right.
just getting all of his video game logic out in one chapter.
This is gonna be like, I love Call of Duty and fireworks, and let me tell you about them. This method is often used for track and field days in schools. Since Water Nagashi starts the evening, the fireworks go up at 10 a.m. Good, let's do it. Hit the boom button. The fireworks, they make loud explosive noise.
What? That's crazy.
Did you guys know?
Oh my goodness.
Since was out, you can't just skip that.
Yes, I can.
You know what? This one time. You better not do that again, though, or else I will have words with you. Just this once. A loud noise and a shock shook the ground like an earthquake. The explosion must have warped support beams everywhere. There was a discomforting squeaky noise and dust fell from the ceiling. It certainly was powerful. The explosion must have blown the door wide open, and they're breaching. An explosion that took place without anyone noticing it, except for the people who were there.
You know what would have been really simple to like just immediately stop them?
What?
A second door.
They don't have two doors.
They just had a bunker with two doors.
You should know, Felix, that the Sonozakis, look, they're rich. They don't have the budget for two doors. It's one door or nothing. They do also have those like prisoner cells though, so they could hide in those.
Come on, this way.
Mion led everyone into one of the rocky caves. Oh my god. There was a well-hidden shaft in there. They called it a hidden well. It was actually a very eerie vertical tunnel. This is where Shion thought she saw Satoshi, remember? Back in the good old days.
In the good old days.
When this was a proper horror novel, not this sci-fi military spy novel bullshit. I love it. They didn't have enough flashlights for everyone, so there was no way for them to see the entirety of this ominous hidden well.
Are you telling us to go down there?
Yes.
How far does this go?
Forever. To hell.
There's a horizontal tunnel crossing it at about 30 meters. You can get into the mountains through that tunnel.
Oh, that sounds good. Mountain tunnel.
Okay, then why don't you go first, sis? You know the way around here better than anyone. Oh, do I have to? Who else? Kasai and I will be the rear guard. Come on, hurry up.
Oh, what a couple of badasses.
Okay.
Mion was going to volunteer to take the rear, but Mion and Shion knew instinctively, because there were so many of them, the rear might not make it in time. Unlike the iron door at the entrance, once the enemies were inside, all they'd have to do was to go through the inner doors, which were easily breakable. So they do have two doors. They're just shit. They're just terrible doors.
They're just decorative.
They're just decorative. You know, whatever. The route was basically a straight line. They probably won't get lost on their way. That's why Shion took the rear guard position before Mion did, because she's trying to atone and shit for all those times that she was the worst character.
Also, I swear to God, if Akasaka shows up at the escape route, he's an idiot.
No, that'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that.
I mean, it'd be a cool moment in the story because you know they're gonna get away with it. But like, realistically speaking, if he shows up at their escape route, he's closed off their exit for them.
That'd be pretty great. After all, she was actually the older sister, as we remember from Arc 5.
This is very important
Shion
details.
wanted to protect her younger sister, who was playing the older sister in this real emergency. All facades dropped. Give me on the doll, you fucking nerd. Mion intuitively knew what Shion was thinking. Mion understood well the relationship between her sister and herself. She wasn't the only one who felt guilty for taking the older sister's position. Shion felt guilty for making Mion take on the responsibility the family had.
Yep.
And here finally was a chip. What did I just say? I just said that. Let's go.
Can I skip more pages?
No, we need to give the Shion fans what they want, which is me just derisively shouting at them. Mion-san, do you have the key to the armory? Now is the time to open it. Mion silently threw over the key. Kasai and Shion took it and ran deep into the rock tunnel. So there's a secret tunnel, there's a rock tunnel, there's everything.
Listen, everyone, it's about 30 meters to the horizontal tunnel.
There's a horizontal tunnel!
If you fall, that's it for you. It's dark, so be very careful as you go down.
There's a vertical tunnel.
If you end up waiting, make sure to light the way for the others, okay?
I'm just saying.
I think only one or two can go down at the same time. I'll go first. Come on, give me some light.
I'm just saying, how do these people even remember which tunnel is which when they got so many tunnels? I'm just saying.
It's quite easy.
Put up some signposts somewhere. I don't believe you. Mion-san, be careful. The ones with the flashlights, you be careful too, but not the other ones. I don't care so much about. If the lights were on, they could have gone down quickly. There are actually a few light bulbs inside of the well, the secret well. Of course, Mion had already checked them. It was now certain that the enemy had cut the power to the basement and there were no backup generators, I guess. It was extremely dangerous to go down this well with just a little light from the flashlights. As one went down, there had to be people lighting up the way. Mion was right. She realized as she went down herself that it was almost impossible to go down the ladder without the weak light from the flashlights. The lights didn't reach all the way down, even in the darkness. In the darkness, her feet suddenly became unsteady. Every step she took made her more nervous. It was about 30 meters to the horizontal tunnel, as opposed to the armory or the rock or the secret tunnel.
That's right.
Those are all different tunnels. That's quite deep enough already, but the hidden well went deeper than that. That even. If Mion fell, she wouldn't just injure herself. She would injure her pride.
Oh.
What?
So the horizontal tunnel cuts into the well.
Yeah.
So they have to, like,
they have to keep an eye out for it.
Leave the ladder midway. That's fucked.
Yeah, it's messed up.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it might be below the ladder, but yeah, like it's difficult. If you miss the, like, if they're not holding the lights out to like see where the horizontal tunnel is, they're in trouble. Hasn't it been 30 meters yet? She thought. She couldn't even remember exactly how long 30 meters was. That's pretty far for, a vertical tunnel. Had she missed the horizontal tunnel that was attached to the vertical tunnel already? At that time, she felt a cool breeze on her body. She could sense a huge hole nearby, so she took out a flashlight to light the surrounding area. She saw the black tunnel. Oh, the black tunnel yawning before her. The yawning black tunnel. Well, they're all the same tunnel.
Tiled and shit.
Apparently.
I thought it was just like some real, just grimy.
I thought it was too. In the anime, I think it's just like rock, like it's like brown rock. So.
Okay, here I go. Okay, I found the tunnel. Rika-chan, come down.
Secret tunnel. Mion lit up the way from below. Nice.
Okay, you're next, Rika-chan. Coach, you go next, then Hanyu, then Sadako, okay?
Wait, they're waiting for them to go the full 30 meters before entering? How do they have the fucking time?
I don't think they do, but it's fine. Iri wanted to say that he would go last, but Rena gave the order first. Oh, they couldn't get into the basement of the clinic without Iri. Without him, they couldn't rescue Tomitaki Flash. Their lives were all equally important, but at least for the moment, his was the second most vital after Rika. Oh, that's kind. Please be careful. I'll light your way. Who's this?
Whoever
saying?
that is.
Come on, hurry up. Rika? What is happening?
Rika's dead.
Rika just died. Rika was much shorter than Mion. She couldn't go down the ladder as easily. Her legs were too short and her left foot slipped. Oh God, okay. All right. I'm okay. Oh, damn it. I'm sick of this life where I never grow up. I'll pass through June of 1983 and I'll grow taller. My boobs will get bigger. Oh, I won't stay like this forever. There you go. That was a bit random, but all right, I'm into it. Though she had been living for over 100 years, Rika was still afraid of heights. As she fought that fear, she tried to climb down as quickly as possible. After a while, the light from the top didn't reach her anymore, and Mion's light from below lit her way. Mion's light was enough. The next person could come down. I'm okay. Who's next can go? Okay. Coach, you're up next.
You're a grown man, so go down quickly.
You're
like 30 meters tall. Can't you just step in?
No, I cannot unleash my full power. Could you imagine if they spent less time like talking with each other?
Why
and
is
just wasting
Ryukishi giving us a ladder climbing scene?
I
It's
don't
like
know.
the worst alternative of an elevator scene.
It's building tension, okay? They
It's
can only go down
draining
one at a
tension.
time.
It is sapping
and they need
tension by the
They need to
moment.
make a DC 22 acrobatics check. You just skip the entire page of dialogue. You just fucking
Where's my
nerd.
dice? My dice are over there in the box.
Oh, I don't see them.
All right, put
The sport medals are in the way.
You're
All
an
of your
absolute-
well accomplished.
Oh my God.
What? Oh my god. How many boxes do you have here?
plenty.
I
It has
can't
dice
read it.
on it.
No, I can't see the top of the box. I can see the side of the box because it's underneath
Right,
the
whatever.
one bit of the,
Wait,
the shelf.
What's my
20,
ability
it's
score?
20, dude.
No, my
Oh,
ability score. You said it was a 22
He's going
acrobatics
down
check.
right now. Well, Iria's going down right now. He's pretty limber, but
this
he's
is like
also
a group
nerd.
check,
I
right?
say this is a +1.
Okay, +1.
Wait, group check? We don't do group checks. We do individually, and then we see see how the fiction's going.
But hold on.
It's garbage.
But
No.
You said it was a 22 DC. Iria's got a 20.
No,
got a
20
+1.
DC. It's a 20 DC. Iria's got a +1. Rika's got like a -1.
Okay.
Like, who's rolling here?
Wait, if Rika's got a -1 and it's
Yeah.
a 20 DC, then she's failed. She's dead.
I know. That's what happened. Didn't
Oh,
you
she
see?
did die. Okay,
She
all right.
failed. She
Let's roll
died.
this
She was
check
like,
for Iria.
I wish my boobs would get bigger.
Let's check. Oh shit, that's a 5. Iria's dead too.
Iria's dead.
All right.
The mountain dogs move forward carefully,
let's keep
wearing
going.
special goggles so they can see in the dark. The one in front knows Sadako's trap and stopped the rest of the men. But it
Put
was
the
a,
other boxes away.
fuck you.
Nightingale 7 and Nightingale 1 just found a wire trap. Be careful coming in.
Roger that. Phoenix 1, there are more stupid traps. Why don't we turn the lights back on? You idiot. That'll only help them escape more easily. They must be having trouble trying to escape in the darkness. We have to
Whoa,
give
that's
them as much
assuming that
trouble
they
as
have
possible.
somewhere to escape to.
Yeah. Well, what does he know?
What does he know?
Wouldn't they have like maps of this place somewhere? Wouldn't they have learned this in their like
No.
casing the joint? Isn't that what
Secret.
But they're super spies. Mountain Dog's like super counterintelligence
But
operatives.
Kasai is a
They couldn't
counterintelligence operative.
But they've been here for years. How would they not have maps of the Sozaki grounds by now?
I don't know.
Whatever,
'Cause
whatever.
There's no, it wasn't an architect, it was just a dude with a shovel.
Well, it was dumb.
Stop dropping things off the table.
I can't help it. I'm mad now. Call them in the darkness. We'll get them. This is a huge cave system. There must be another way out. They won't try to hide. They'll try to escape. Give the assault units some firearms, bulletproof shields, and grenades. The Sodazakis are basically a major Yakuza family. Assume they can counter us with smuggled guns, which means watch out for those tripwires and claymores. Unless you want to end up with thousands of lead pills in your body, they'll shred you apart. Ugh. Roger. You want to say online?
No.
Okay.
Because you did it first.
No, but you'd already moved on.
Well, I was gonna say it once you
I
finished.
don't believe you. I
fine.
don't believe
No.
you. You were staring off in the
I'm gonna
distance.
skip this. I was staring at the other screen.
Sadako's chats are effective only because they were professionals.
What's the point of having 2 screens in here if you're only gonna let me look at one?
But this is the one that I'm looking at. So your mic set is in the way of the other one. So Sadako had assumed any professionals would misinterpret her traps as more dangerous ones. That was why she ran wires everywhere. That's clever. And Sadako was right. Although the Mountain Dogs were successful at breaking down the iron door, they hadn't even reached the torture room. However, the huge cave with the hidden well was just on the other side of the door to the torture room. It was just a matter of time before the enemy caught them. You gotta slow them down so we can get more people down these stupid things.
Okay, Rennie, you're
Hey,
next.
get down there, Renner. Yep, you come down the hard to cage again.
All right, what's Rena's ability score?
It's +3.
Okay, +3.
He's pretty good at this.
It's 15. She's dead.
Dog shit! My wife, who know?
K-chan, how is it up there?
Ren is coming down right now. She's moving right along.
Okay, don't fall. The rumors say that all the people who ever opposed the Sonozaki family were dumped into this well. It's a bottomless pit.
Like sad as she.
That's right.
What? Shion, what the heck are you carrying around?
She'll return with a big-ass machine gun in her hands. What the heck, Cage, he thought. It's one of those machine guns they use in war movies. Its defining characteristic is the way the magazine's been forward. What's it called again?
I don't know. But it featured in Call of Duty World at War, which I believe came out at around the same time as this.
That sounds right to me.
It's probably why she included it.
Probably. Kasai had one in his hands too. He appeared used to handling machine guns. It almost didn't look real. But it seemed like a natural fit for this surreal world lit only by flashlights.
Actually, is that right? No, I think World at War came out a bit later than this.
I don't know, dude.
It was the other
It's a
World
good
War
game,
II
though.
one.
Go.
3.
What? You couldn't have just been like Call of Duty 1?
No. It's physically impossible.
Not scientifically possible!
Exactly.
There you go. That's a good movie, by the way. Keiichi felt like they all went out here since he didn't know how to use a gun. That's right, you know how to use a bat, which is more powerful. Kill people in 1,500 seconds, Keiichi. It's like your whole thing. Shion and Kasai hid on opposite sides of the cave, so they could see the entrance to the torture room. Not only Kasai, but Shion also seemed to be used to doing things like that.
Shion, I'll do that, so why don't you go now next?
Oh.
Oh, thank you for the manly offer, Kei-chan, but it'd be much quicker if you went down swiftly than I have to explain how Kalashnikovs work.
Oh my god.
Don't worry. A pretty girl like me will never die.
Oh. As Shion winked at Keiichi, they heard a door being knocked down nearby. Immediately, Shion and Kasai's look turned stern, and they took cover behind the rocks, aiming their guns into the darkness.
I wasn't expecting it to be an AK. I thought it was going to be the one with the banana clip mounted on the top.
That's what I thought you were. Is that the FG-42?
I don't fucking know.
I hope I got that right. I feel really chuffed about that if it is, but no. It's a little AK boy. The enemies had entered the torture room. There was a flashlight next to the door. Kasai had left it there. The mountain dogs seemed to be able to see in the darkness even though they couldn't, so it was an improvised solution. Just like illuminating it with a stupid flashlight. Great. The footsteps of the mountain dogs were growing closer. They were passing through the torture room. Keiichi needed to get out of there. In other words, the door was the only thing separating them from their enemies.
Well, hurry up, Keiichi.
Keiichi-kun, hurry.
Shion, you go first, you
Fucking imbecile.
Shion-san.
Ugh, something happens to you and I live. My sister will never forgive me for that. I don't have my loved one anymore, but she does.
Aw.
Huh? What are you talking about? Now of all times?
Push him! Push him! What?
I don't plan to die, but please tell Shion this. I want us to be twins again in the next life. Get going.
Oh, she's like come to terms with all of her family trouble. It's adorable. Look at her go.
It's so great.
I know, right? I care so much. You're supposed to be the Shion advocate. What are you doing? You're sucking off.
No, the scene's the problem, Ben. Shion's doing fine.
Shion yelled, telling Keiichi to move on. He didn't understand why Shion said to tell Shion. But we'd have to go read Arc 5 again. So now we will pause and read it as a flashback.
Wow, that's great.
That's like the Star Wars machete order.
What's Keiichi's ability score?
He's like a -5.
-5?
Yeah,
all right,
-5.
he can't succeed the check. Let's
He's
roll
gonna get 20.
anyway.
He's gonna get 20.
That's a 9. So that's that's not good for him. That's not good for him.
He's dead. He breaks a leg. But she asked him, so he had to convey that message. It's alright, he can always resist it, it's fine. Otherwise, if something terrible really happened, Shion's message would never reach Mion, who was actually Shion. An explosion shook the air again. Oh shit! Boop, 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 boop. Grenade out! Something was thrown in from the torture room. The explosion from that and the noise from Kasai's machine gun sounded at the same time. The clamor echoed in the cave. Oh shit. Keiichi.
All I can do is those violent flashes of light burn the series of images into my eyes, shed tears over my own intolerable powerlessness, and climb down the ladder.
Get down there.
Mion quickly screamed from below. I descended and screamed up to the top too.
What are you gonna say? Oh, that's not Keiichi. Nightingale 1, they're attacking us! The enemies are trying to stop us in the huge cave on the other side of the torture room. There were 2 muzzle flashes, probably AKs. Whoever it is, he's a professional. Felix 1. Oh, no, definitely not him.
This is very...
That was
But now he's Phoenix 1 again.
He's Phoenix 1. I told you.
He's got his legs.
He is Phoenix 1.
Oh, so Nightingale 1's his top and Phoenix 1's his legs.
I thought he was Phoenix 1 from the beginning, but then they described them both the same sentence in his mouth.
He's like each of his limbs.
Anyway, your line is,
he's got like
Phoenix
Heron.
1, what do we do?
Heron's his
and
left
then
arm.
Okinobu's line
Skylark's
is
his right arm. And then Nightingale's his body. Phoenix is his legs.
That makes sense. If he's a Phoenix, does that mean if he dies, he comes back stronger than ever?
Just his legs.
Just his legs, okay. That makes sense to me. There we go. But it is a professional. Don't go in unless you graduate from the killing house. Nightingale 1 and 2, Phoenix 7 8, get ready to move in. How many firearms do we have?
We have 4 MP5s and plenty of grenades. We can't trust our bulletproof shields, so we abandoned them.
Oh, damn. There's a flashlight on the right next to the entrance. I'm assuming they don't have a device to see in the dark.
Nightingale 1 here. We're going in.
Throwing some grenades when I give you the signal.
Here we go. The grenade just like rolls down the ladder. Oh god. While the enemies were quiet, Kasai changed his magazine. Shion-san, that's enough. Please, go.
If I go, they'll all fire at you while you reload. You can't do it by yourself.
There was a contradiction in what Shion just said. According to her theory, the last two can never escape. Mion kept shouting from the tunnel below.
Damn it, Shion! Hurry up and come down!
Everyone knows it wasn't safe to stay. Everyone knew even. But nobody could stop Mion from screaming.
Mion and I will wait for Shion here. Right now, why don't you take everyone else and escape into the hills?
Y'all trying to slow people down and shit. This is crazy. Okay. No. I don't want to lose anybody. Rika! This is the final world. There is no more starting over. I don't want either Shion or Kasai to die. I don't want a future like that. I know we can't redo it, so no, I don't want it. Shion, please calm down! Grenades. As they looked up to the top of the well, they saw a violent flash and heard a roar. It's a bit much. Then they heard explosive sounds. Oh, thank God that stopped. Different from the sounds of the machine guns that Shion and Kasai were using. They also heard a tinkling sound, which could have been the sound of bullet shells. Tink, 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 tink. They couldn't see anything other than the flashing lights. Only the noise reached them. Oh, when everything stopped. After a little silence, footsteps that didn't belong to Shion or Kasai gathered at the top of the well. They could hear hard-soled shoes kicking the bullet shells as they walked. It's clear, Nightingale to Phoenix 1, we've secured the loopholes. That voice echoed down the well, and Mion and the others heard it too. They didn't know how to react. Some became speechless, some started to cry, some let out a wordless scream. They looked up the well as they waited for Shion and Kasai to come down, but there was no sign of them. A bright beam of light shone down from the top of the well. Irie grabbed Mion and Keiichi's collars and pulled them back. But they could see in the dark. Oh shit, they've got cat eyes. They might already know that Keiichi and... Oh, they mean the guards. Okay.
Yes.
Keiichi and the others were hiding in that secret pitch black horizontal tiled tunnel. Roger, we'll try. Can you hear us? You don't need to reply, just listen. A guy shouted from the top of the well. We want the Queen Carrier, Rika Furude, and Director Kyosuke Irie. You've misunderstood something. We are here to eradicate a unique local disease. What is happening right now is because we suspect the Director's involvement in a conspiracy. You have nothing to do with this. Turn them over to us. They had already turned all the flashlights off, so nobody could tell what kind of expressions were on each other's faces, but I could sense Mion's expression distorting, and because of the darkness, nobody knew to stop her from screaming.
You murderer! You killed Shion!
Oh, are you talking about this girl? Don't worry, she's still alive. She's just unconscious. She's alive. She's alive, Mi-chan. Mion didn't rest easy at their announcement though, because she could knew. That's
right, she could knew.
She could! How did that word get there? It doesn't matter. She could knew Shion's survival wouldn't help resolve this situation. Same with the guy who's alive too, but if you refuse to turn those two over to us, we'll have to use them both as bargaining chips like we're doing currently.
What are you going to do to them?
Oh, to murder them. As Mion looked up to the top of the well, in the dark it suddenly became very bright and she saw something unbelievable. Shion was unconscious and one of the men was holding her. He was basically sticking her body out over the edge of the well. They're going to drop him on him. If the man let go of Shion, she would fall to the bottom. They had no idea how far down it went not to catch them. There was no way she'd survive.
Shion!
Shion didn't reply, but she moved just a little bit. Shion was alive, at least for the moment. The ultimatum begins.
There's so much just noise in this scene. It's like
there's the music.
irritating.
And the it's pretty intense.
No way. They won't push her off.
They don't have to push her. They don't have to push her.
What are you saying? They can easily kill a hostage if they have more than one.
Oh, damn.
If Shion and Kasai-san. They'll just push Shion off and just ask the same question again. He means it.
Mion lashed out fiercely at Keiichi. He regretted saying what he just did. I'll give you a little time to think, but after 60 seconds, this first hostage will go down. Think it over very carefully.
What should we do?
Mion was half crazed with fear and panic. They want me. Let them think Rika-san has already escaped. I'll go. They should be satisfied if it's just me. That plan sounded like the best idea for minimizing damage, but Rena quietly spoke up. No, Shi-chan and Kesa-san risked their lives to buy time so we could escape. If you went back, what they did would be wasted.
Then what do you suggest we do? Are you saying we should just let Shion die? So you don't care if Shion dies, Rena? Fucking damn you!
Whoa, Mion!
Please stop Mion-san. I don't know what to do either. Because Shion-san is my nini.
Oh.
Shion!
Mion started to cry as she held Sadako's head. The mountain dog's beam of light shone to the horizontal tunnel. Their eyes had grown used to the darkness, so even with a little light, they could sort of see one another. But so what? This was a desperate situation. And of limited effect. And Mion and Sadako continued to cry. Rena bit her lower lip, trying to hold her feelings in. Yuria simply looked down. And as for Rika and Hanyu, they were restless.
How many more pages before Akasaka shows up? I'm exhausted.
Who says he's gonna show up? What if he just left? What if he just never appeared again? Tomotaki never appeared again. Akasaka never appeared. That's it.
And we just have to go into Higurashi to actually end the story. Yeah, that
makes sense.
Right.
That sounds like Ryushi's bullshit. What do we do, Hanyu? I don't know what to do. I don't know either. Hey, you're a god, aren't you? Do something. Use your psychic powers to knock the enemies down. Help Shion. Only a miracle can save her. You're a god. Make a miracle happen.
It's like you've learned nothing this whole story,
Rika, this isn't the point of the story. Slap. They all heard a strange sound. Everyone was surprised to see what caused it. Hanyu just slapped Rika in the damn face. This was not in there either. Rika, listen to me. Hanyu. We both have experienced many worlds, and we have learned much. Sometimes you learned, and sometimes I learned. We've learned so many important things, and now, in this world, we've learned the most important thing. Something we've been pursuing, something we finally got. Do you know what that is?
It's Akasaka.
It was how to make a miracle happen.
That's what I said.
A miracle's like a number you get on a die, Felix! People think that the result of the roll depends on God's mood, but it doesn't.
All right, shall we roll for Akasaka?
Roll.
What's the DC?
The DC is 20, but he gets plus 10.
Okay. It's a natural 20 anyway.
What? Well, there you go.
I guess we're saved.
I guess God's in a pretty good mood then.
Yeah.
God holds the key to miracles. Humans don't have the right to control them. But although humans don't have the right, they can earn that right. I mean, perceive. They can perceive how to improve their odds and
make a miracle happen. Sorry, I'm very trigger happy. I'm not even ashamed.
I know.
I'm not even ashamed anymore.
I know how it be. How to make a miracle happen. Rika, you should already know. You learned it before I did. That's what you forgot.
Part of me just so desperately wants this to be interrupted by the sound of a falling body.
That was longer than 60 seconds. Here comes Casso. Woo! Just toss him down. We're coming in. Grenades dropping. They just blow them all up. The end. You learned it before I did. This world must be precious to you. Why don't you try it this one last time? Rika's mouth hung open. That's right, she thought. I had forgotten again how to make a miracle happen. Let's do this shit. Let's go. You all go ahead and escape. Rika stood up. Everyone was surprised to hear what she said. Irie, take them. I'll go out there. Takano means to kill us both, but she wants to kill me in a certain way, so she won't kill me for a while.
Are you kidding? You'll end up dead anyway.
If I don't go, she and Kasai will be killed. I'll let them capture me. The time it will take Takano to kill me will give you a chance to counterattack. Rika-chan! Whoa, Fatal One! Oh my god, what is this?
Very difficult to read is the answer.
That's fine, I got this. Thinking about it now, the answer was very simple. As she spoke, Rika stepped out of the horizontal tunnel and reached the ladder. The beam of light shot down upon her because she's the savior. Ah! In this dark world, her figure seemed almost holy, like someone receiving a divine revelation.
They did it again. They ruined the image by explaining why it's good.
I don't know what you're talking about. Because we all believe we can win. You, me, and even God believe in it. This is nothing. Star. You reckon that's the last star I'm going to get to
I hope so.
I hope not. Rika smiled, told them that she trusted them 100%. Not even 1% missing. She believed someone would come rescue her before she got fucking murdered. That was why she didn't mind, that's what that says there, letting the enemy capture her. If it would save Shion and Kasai's lives, then it was nothing. I'm coming up now. Pull Shion back, okay? The mountain dogs pulled Shion's body away from the edge of the well. If you even think of touching my friends, I'll bite my tongue and kill myself. Takano wants to kill me personally, so if that happens, you'll be in big trouble, okay? All right, come on up. Let all of my friends go. According to your plan, they'll all die anyway. No, we can't do that. We won't kill them, but we have to restrain them. Well, that's a pity. Farewell. It'll be faster to let go of this ladder than to bite my tongue. This is a very deep well. If you can't produce my corpse, then that ruins your plans too, doesn't it? She's bargaining back at them.
Oh, it's so much nicer.
There we go. My eyes have stopped hurting. As long as they captured Rika, although weirdly, like the white text now is standing out to me a lot more than it was a second ago, and I don't like that effect. As long as they captured Rika, the mountain dogs didn't really care about the others. They were ready to kill the rest if they resisted once they had Rika. That's why they wouldn't agree to Rika's request. They started to think that maybe they should just lie to Rika, but that was when they heard something. What did they hear, though? Oh, shit.
Oh, my God, the eyes.
Shit. There it is. It's the look. That's the god look. Hanyu started to speak in a clear voice. It was a voice with a very mysterious tone. It sounded like it was coming from below the surface of the earth, but also sounded like it was coming from heaven.
All right, I guess I'm doing some vocal processing.
Hanyu spoke. I am saying I accept the deal. Quit complaining and do as she says. Low lives. I don't like that. I like Child of Man better. Child of Man. There we go. Is this still her? Oh my god, so. She's still just gonna keep going. Rika Frude is coming up. You will fulfill her trifling request. Heaven will not provide to those who won't offer anything themselves. Stop thinking above yourselves, children of man. Know your place and the sin of pretending to be more. Alrighty. Nightingale 1, the member who had been demanding their surrender, was suddenly overcome by he got Jedi mind tricked! A strange sensation. He had been in such an advantageous position, but somehow it didn't seem that way anymore. And that girl's voice, there was something strange about it. It sounded like an old alcoholic man. That voice belonged to something both holy and sacred. He instinctively sensed it. Humans could only negotiate with other humans. It's impossible to negotiate with a being greater than all humans. Well, wait, I'll check with the commander. Wait a minute. Nightingale 1 to Phoenix 1. He had been very threatening until just a minute previous, but he had grown completely perplexed. Everyone was stunned by Rika and Hanyu's mysterious auras.
Well, one of them is just a light. Like, I don't know what's so mysterious about that.
It's all right. We will come rescue you right away, okay? Rena muttered as she tried to hold back her tears. Oh. Poor Rena. She wants to save her God's servant. Mm-hmm. All right, widescreen again. Okay, we'll reset your request. We'll let everyone else go. Rika Furuta, you come up. Major Takano says there's something she wants to talk to you about. She wants to totally murder you. Oh, God. I hate this.
I do. It looks awful.
It's not good. Okay, I'm coming up. Nipa.
Even if they just gotten rid of the outline to the text, it would have been fine.
Yeah. The whole black thing is not great. I wonder what it looks like in the... We should have checked, actually, what the Japanese version looks like.
It's too late.
It's all right. We can always look it up on YouTube. Hey, there he is, the boy! Hey, yeah, oh, gangsta man. Have we ever been looking for you, Rika-san? You're such an important person, so you can't just disappear like that, you know. That's against the rules. Meep. Rika-san will take you back to the clinic. Everyone else is free to go. The assault unit that led Rika away headed back into the basement. They're about to break the rules too! Oh no! You aren't going to keep that promise, are you? A promise? What are you talking about? Whoa there! We don't want you to bite your tongue or nothing, eh? Whoa! As Rika tried to run, Okanogi grabbed her fragile arm! Oh, it's the woman grab! I know this trope. She fought back, but her resistance meant nothing against the woman arm grab! It's a real trope on TV tropes. I hope you know that.
I am familiar.
If you grab someone, like a woman on their arm, it's like, oh, I'm suddenly powerless. I can do nothing. It's really terrible. One of the mountain dogs took out a syringe from a case. It shouldn't kill her, but it'll probably put Rika to sleep. Takano, after all, didn't need a chatty Rika. She just needed a live queen carrier. If Rika got that shot, that will mean the end of this world.
Still, I'm waiting. My watch is running out of timer space here.
We're not even close to the end here. Before Rika could scream, the other dog covered her mouth. Hurry up and give her the shot. The dog with the syringe grew closer to Rika's arm. Rika was being grabbed from behind and her mouth was covered. There was no way for her to fight. I believe. Even if I'm asleep, I believe. Rika kept repeating that in her mind. She believed that someone, anyone, could wake her up, and that the first thing she'd see when she opened her eyes would be her beloved friends.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? It happened all of a sudden.
Oh, fuck, about time.
It happened all of a sudden. The man with the syringe spun twice in the air and dropped to the ground. Nobody, including Okanogi, could understand this sudden phenomenon. It defied the very laws of physics.
Well, it's a good thing that they, aren't familiar with a Windy Tank Train Spaceship.
It's true. It's from space. Rika couldn't understand either. She had no clue. The man who was holding Rika from behind spoke up.
I made it.
It's it, dude. This is the fucking moment. Destructive, please! His voice had such a heavy feeling imbued in it.
I regretted it in countless worlds. Whenever I realized it was too late.
Who are you? The others took a few steps back, away from Rika and the man holding her. There were many units within the Mountain Dogs, so often its members don't remember each other's faces, which is very convenient. There were just too many units, so nobody really paid attention. I hope you're ready for this track to get fucking insane.
I'm ready.
All of the Mountain Dogs were more or less well built, but this man had an excellent physique. Even Okanogi knows that he'd never seen anyone like that in one of his units before. Rather, he actually wanted to recruit him. But...
This is what I've been longing to tell you all this time. Rika-chan, I came to help you.
It begins! Akasaka! Oh, damn you! The hands that were holding Rika left her shoulders. They left ever so gently, and as soon as they did, they transformed into a pair of furious fists, which implanted themselves in the faces of the men attacking him from behind. They flew through the air. Akasaka hit those two without even turning around. 5 members of the Mountain Dogs surrounded Akasaka. However, he didn't even see them. He could only feel the deep emotion of finally being able to do what he had been longing to. And the 5 of them sensed it, that maybe, just maybe, he didn't even care that they were there. What? What are you doing just standing there? Huh? Get him! On Okanogi's signal, the 5 Mountain Dogs bore down on Akasaka.
Rika-chan, stay low.
Okay. There he is!
Oh, yes!
Punch boy!
Sprite!
Ah!
Oh, that's terrible. I want to unsee that. I want to unsee that Sprite. That was fucking horrible.
Pretend it never happened.
What
It's
did
fine.
they do to his face?
They made him very anime. There's a bit of RGD in there, I think. Rika dropped to the ground and Akasaka was left standing with fists out, his guns out. Akasaka came back to keep a promise he made with the girl 5,000 years ago. But his promise, there it is. But his promise was worth more than 5 years. Rika knew that. Akasaka probably understood it too, because he's a magic man. The promise went back 100 years. For 100 years, he regretted not being able to save her from the conspiracy. He believed that one day there would be a miracle and he could try time travel back to this day. And that's why he continued to train himself. Train. His strong will and his trained muscles and Rika's wish made that miracle happen. That one and only miracle allowed Akasaka to be here on Hinamizawa in June 1983. Oh! The first one went down in the time it took Okunogi to blink. Lowering himself to grapple Akasaka had proved fatal. He wasn't so soft and pudgy like a Wishi as to let such perfect openings go by. Akasaka's hand smashed in the back of the man's head. His blow was powerful enough to smash a pillar of ice or shatter a mountain of tiles, or just a regular mountain, really. As it happened, Akasaka was holding back! It was holding! Why?
Yeah, he gotta save himself for the 1v1 showdown with Okunogi at the end. That's obviously where this scene ends.
That's madness.
That's why they both have sprites this arc.
I know what you're talking about. Akasaka was holding back a little bit so that his target wasn't too injured. Akasaka goes all out from the very first shot. That's why he only needs one shot. He is unrelenting.
This is fucking stupid.
It's great. I know what you're talking about. It's perfect. Akasaka's well-trained armor-piercing fists. I hope you're enjoying this, everybody. Akasaka's well-trained fists continued to knock down the mountain dogs, one member for every time Okunogi blinked. One hit per opponent was all Akasaka needed. This was the true essence of karate. Akasaka's colleagues praised and feared his power. His power is like armor-piercing ammunition. And weapons were useless against him, no matter how hard his victim tried to protect himself. I hope they keep doing that, by the way. There's like 3 more of those.
There's gonna be dozens.
It meant nothing to Akasaka because he had the power of big hands.
It's gonna end up with dueling flashing screens between Okunogi and Akasaka, I tell you now.
I'm so ready. But he was too strong for the mountain dogs to even understand that. It was as if he was a giant. They had to crane their necks up to see.
He was the 30-foot man all along.
Oh, Akasaka didn't even get the time to think. Someone from the mountain dogs must have called for backup. About a dozen more members had arrived. That was nothing. Nothing.
Don't worry, Rika-chan. As long as I'm here, I won't let them touch you.
Me, star. Oh, I'll draw some pictures while I wait then. Well, coquettish child. As Rika stayed low to the ground, she picked up a stick and started to carve into the dirt. What is happening? What is this story? What were you on when you wrote this?
He'd just given up on any semblance of seriousness.
It's so great. That made Okunogi even angrier, but he calmed himself down. Then the warrior's intuition, resting in Okunogi's blood, came to a realization. Numbers didn't matter. Even the full force of the mountain dogs wouldn't be able to defeat this monster. All the combat units were still down in the basement. There was no way they could take him. Okay. I guess I had to take you down, huh? Yeah. By the way, I remember you now. Your face brings back some memories. Boy, you sure grown, huh? Dramatic.
You. It can't be.
It was me. I shot you. Oh, you don't recognize me. Sure, it's been a while, huh? You've grown a hell of a lot. Good to see you again. It had been 5 years. This was the man that Akasaka fought when he was investigating the kidnapping of the minister's grandson. Akasaka had still been inexperienced then. I was ordered to go easy on you, so I held back, but I won't hold back today. And that fat guy won't come help you. Wow.
Well, that's just wrong.
Whoa. Beat his face in. And that fat guy won't come help you either. Still, you sure have improved a lot in the past 5 years, huh? I'm happy, really. I've been hoping for something like this for 5 long years. The rest of you stay out of this. This guy's mine. Okunogi took off all of his stupid equipment and threw it on the ground. He loosened one button and then positioned himself. Seeing that, Akasaka realized he was somewhat capable and narrowed his eyes in vigilance. Okunogi took that as an insult, that Akasaka only thought he was somewhat capable. His behavior was telling Okunogi that he viewed him on the same level as the other small fry. Doom! Akasaka first moved to take up his stance and avoid getting Rika involved. Akasaka hadn't even moved one bit until just then. Sure. Okanogi could easily see that Akasaka was extremely strong, but at the same time, he thought he would be fairly simple to take down. Karate may be a martial art, but nowadays it was just a sport. The army combat Okanogi trained in was completely different. Obviously, Akasaka had studied a lot, but it's all just child's play. All he learned were routine moves and forms. Besides, karate, I'm saying it that way every time, karate moves are fairly straightforward. Okanogi was confident that he could fight any karate pro and win. Okanogi started leaning onto his toes and using his meticulous footwork. Alright. In contrast, Akasaka still hadn't moved from his back stance. Akasaka was acting as if Okanogi's footwork was simply a trick, which infuriated Okanogi. It threw him off balance. Okanogi moved fiercely and nimbly in a manner completely different from how Akasaka was moving earlier. Akasaka remained calm, but Okanogi saw it differently. He can't react to my movements, so he's prepared to take damage in order to deal more. Whoa! Akasaka couldn't defend himself from Okanogi's quick jab, but it contacted with his dumb face. His hot, very attractive face, let's be real. It was a quick but light attack. Its purpose was to distract Akasaka so he'd punch him in the gut and create an opening for Okanogi. Okanogi knew that Akasaka would use his arms to guard his face instinctively. Okanogi's real purpose was to attack his abdomen, which would then be unguarded. I've seen this before. What's the twist? Of course, Akasaka didn't have enough time to guard himself. It took more than just good kinetic vision to prevent this attack. Only Okanogi, who had trained for many years, had perfected the speed of that technique. Normal people would struggle helplessly while vomiting if they were to experience Okanogi's kick. It could even rupture internal organs. It's a powerful kick. So it was pretty amazing that Akasaka was still on his feet. What's the matter, Mr. Karate? Can't you fight back? Yeah. What? What'd you say? Akasaka mumbled something, but Okanogi couldn't hear. Actually, he did hear it, but Okanogi never imagined that he could say such a thing in this situation, so he couldn't hear it. He couldn't comprehend it.
Too light.
Can't destroy a train with a punch like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what did you just say?
Your attack is only meant to defeat your opponent. That's why there's no weight to it.
Huh? What are you talking about? What you talking about?
Karate nourishes you spiritually.
What?
To attack others, you have to learn to be attacked. When one learns how much pain and grief their own blow deals to others, they finally understand the meaning of striking another and being struck. You aren't even close to that level. That's why your attack has no weight to it.
Damn.
Akasaka is essentially in third person describing that scene in every comedy martial arts film where there's a bunch of monks getting whacked in the balls.
What? What are you talking about?
You need to watch more martial arts movies.
I don't watch martial arts films.
Okay.
I haven't even seen...
People who watch martial arts films know what I'm talking about.
I haven't even seen Karate Kid. So, yeah. Maybe I should watch some karate film. We should just pause this, go watch some martial arts films and come back. Then I know what's going on. Are you saying that I'm still immature? Okanogi attacked Akasaka again, but this time Akasaka was different. Akasaka blocked Okanogi's fist and legs. Of course, I'd love to see how this looks. Okanogi was still the only one attacking, but Akasaka had started to become much more aggressive now as Okanogi attacked, his hands and legs were being injured. Okanogi instinctively sensed that he was in trouble. He'd thought Akasaka was just a police officer, but his movements were too dangerous. He was merciless. He was dangerous.
I've never heard Ryukishi repeat himself.
It was dangerous. Just a couple of guys being dangerous. So Akasaka's
just remembered what that was from.
Got him. There's a couple of guys here. So Akasaka's training and experience was far surpass Okanogi's. Wait, that dynamic heel kick isn't karate, is it? Akasaka's heel kick missed Okanogi's head by a millimeter. I've also been learning ballet. Here we go. You do something other than karate, don't you?
No, I only do karate.
That's not true. Don't lie to me. Some of your moves they're doing aren't karate at all. Okanogi was starting to become impatient. The reason Okanogi ridiculed martial arts as sports was because they're all hard-headed and only use set moves. This is how you strike in karate, this is how you punch in boxing, this is how you throw in judo. It's easy to learn and that's why it's easy to win, but Akasaka was different. He said that he only did karate and he must have spent unthinkable hours training it. He was flexible enough not to be confined only by formatted moves. He's the one man who can make new karate moves.
It's not true.
It's his superpower. Nobody else can do it.
There's like 2 national styles of karate and
dumb.
like dozens of others.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're all the same except for Akasaka. That's his superpower. His superpower isn't time travel or like being connected to Hanyu spiritually, which is like what the karate, I guess, is doing. It is literally that he knows how to innovate in a sport. He's the only man who could do it.
That's right.
That's why he invented a sport after this all ended.
This reminds me of the discussion I had with the guys from East Lake Dojo for Death of the Reader. Shout out to East Lake Dojo. Virtual training linked in the description. But it's like, it's kind of weird how like having your style and leaving your distinctive mark on martial arts is like very traditional Eastern thing. And like people go on pilgrimages around the world to share their style.
Sure. To make their own individual like contribution.
But like for fencing, which I'm more familiar with, like there are still like the schools of training. Like you'll always hear about the Russian school who will make you do a year of footwork before they let you touch a blade. But like there's no distinct formality to how the style's organized. It's just you happen to have this teacher.
Sure, that's neat. That's cool. Maybe I should learn how to fence.
Nah.
No, you don't think so?
Nah.
Okay. Fencing's for nerds anyway. That was understanding at a spiritual level. The spirit of martial arts isn't just forms. One simply learns forms to reach that spiritual level. Therefore, for one who has reached it, there are no forms. What Akasaka had was a philosophical spirit. This is all tied in with the idea of kami and like becoming one with your like the thing you've chosen to master, which is cool. I'm sure we've had this discussion before.
Yes.
And if we haven't, then shame on me for not bringing it up earlier. But yeah, he's like, I am the spirit of karate embodied in human form, which is great.
Disappointed in you.
Shit! Akasaka stepped away from his original spot for the first time. He walked forward. He moved his feet. He filled the space between Okanogi and himself with his inescapable conviction. As Akasaka walked close to Okanogi, Akasaka's assault radius tried to swallow him whole. His assault radius, is that the work of an enemy stand? To be within that radius meant death.
It probably actually just says the Japanese equivalent of striking distance, but the translators didn't know the term.
I don't know. It seems far too anime to be like, completely invented on their own. But yeah, to be within the assault radius meant death. Okanogi walked backwards to avoid being in the assault radius. That was as the result of his clear-headed judgment, not because he was scared.
You don't even know the meaning of an attack. I'll teach you just how significant it can be.
As Okanogi moved backwards, his back hit the van he came in earlier. He was cornered. I hope you're ready for the fucking most anime thing you've ever seen in your life. Having your back to a wall didn't mean you're at a disadvantage, but the more it was pressed against that wall, the further disadvantage it became. If Okanogi let Akasaka come any closer, Okanogi wouldn't even be able to take a combat stance. Okanogi decided immediately the last chance he had was the moment before Akasaka took his next step. He's not gonna move. Oh no, he's gonna move. Oh shit! Akasaka's left the ground. He's taking a step now. Go to hell! No tricks, no feints. Okanogi lowered himself and attacked with everything he had. He just headbutts him. The attack was powerful enough to break Akasaka's ribcage and rupture his heart. I'm a professional, Okanogi told himself. I can't be defeated by this amateur. I'm the Okanogi of the Mountain Dogs.
Good for you.
So how do you get paid, huh? At that moment, Akasaka's eyes opened wide. Whoa! All the Mountain Dogs heard a noise. It wasn't the noise of people fighting. It was the noise of a traffic accident. That's weird.
That's right. It was a Windy Tank Train Spaceship.
I hope you're ready for this reveal. It's madness. Okanogi's blow missed by a slight amount, and Akasaka's fist struck inches away from Okanogi's face. There was a dent in the sliding door of the van. The dude just punched the van! The dude just punched the van to make a point! The windows on both sides had shattered. Sure. It looked like the van was in an accident. Wait, the dent is in the sliding door, so it's the side of the door. Oh, it's like the windows on the sides of the door.
He's like buckled the van in the side, and the thing's like compressed into the middle.
Yeah, I get it.
Like it's squashed in towards the center.
It's either side of the door and like where it slides. It's not literally
No, you're underthinking this, okay?
What do you mean?
So like he's got a cardboard box, and he's punched the middle of the cardboard box, and the left and right edge as he's facing it have come in towards the middle.
Yeah.
Like being sucked in by the black hole of force applied when his fist hit the middle of the van.
Yeah, I get that. So what's your
point?
I
didn't think you were getting it.
I got it.
I don't think you are.
No, I understood completely. It's just that my impression of this scene from my memory is that he hits the front of the van, but he actually hits the side of the van, and there are like windows on the side of the van. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. Was it even possible for a human fister to do this?
No. Wait, hold on. I got my thing on the wrong window.
Oh, it's anime time. Did you forget which screen was the actual game?
Yes.
Nice. It's still recording, right?
Yes.
Good. Time resumed its flow when Okanogi knelt down, falling to the ground. Akasaka didn't miss on purpose. Akasaka couldn't control his fist because he put everything into one blow. Okanogi should thank Akasaka. If Akasaka had been able to control... What is this shit? If Akasaka had been able to control his attack better, Okanogi's face would have ended up like the van, stylish. However, although it didn't hit Okanogi's face, it shattered his spirit. Good job, Akasaka! Pachi, 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 pachi. Rika applauded, but in this situation, it didn't sound like applause. It almost sounded like Akasaka's fighting spirit was popping like firecrackers. Akasaka pulled back his fist, turned around calmly, and then spoke. What's your one-liner?
Who's next? I don't want to waste time, so why don't you all come with me at once?
Yeah, we'll get him! They knew. Everyone knew that there was no way to defeat Akasaka with their bare hands. They realized they needed weapons. They also needed more people. There should be a better equipped unit in the basement. All of a sudden, things began to move quickly. The remaining mountain dogs emerged from the basement. So I'll just beat them up. You are not permitted to fire on the surface. I repeat, do not fire on the surface. Do not shoot that man in the only way that could possibly kill him.
Phoenix 1, give us permission to collect our and retreat immediately.
Phoenix 1? But the mountain dogs who just witnessed Akasaka's battle against Okanogi realized it was time for them to get the fuck out of there. They didn't even care about her. Who would even think of taking Rika from him after seeing what Akasaka was capable of doing? When Okanogi regained his awareness, he jumped onto a van with the on top of a van with the mountain dogs as it drove away. Since Okanogi took off his intercom device to fight with Akasaka, he had no idea what had transpired in the basement. Oh, here we are. We're going to learn what happened. After the mountain dogs broke their promise with Rika, they were supposed to rout the remaining club members. When Akasaka showed up, the dogs had to be divided into a ground force and a basement force, which altered the situation. Kasai had gone on a counterattack. Oh my god. And the other members somehow climbed up very quickly and helped him. We're just going to skip this entirely?
Please, yes. I don't want to know what happened.
I'm very curious now. Since the mountain dogs weren't allowed to fire on the surface, they realized it would make the situation worse if Kasai fired his guns once he came up after them, so they just retreated. Alright. Look, on no guns, we believe. Okanogi was unreachable, so Nightingale 1 had ordered the retreat in his place. Who would bear the responsibility for this? It was probably Okanogi's fault for taking off his intercom device to fire Akasaka as he abandoned his job as commander. But everything happened in the first place because Akasaka showed up, so maybe it was his triumph rather than Okanogi's blunder. Maybe it was both. Maybe it was both. Either way, everything was very miraculous. What a line. Either way, everything was like miracles and shit. Don't worry about it. Just move on. But the mountain dogs hadn't ran with their tails between their legs. They had simply retreated for the moment. When they returned, they would have enough men and enough arms ready to kill all who stand in their way. And that would happen very soon. There was no time to waste. Oh, Rika, I'm glad you're safe. Oh. Yeah, I am. Oh, thanks to a miracle. No, it wasn't a miracle. We worked together and one of us, Akasaki, came to help you, that's all. Oh, hello. It's true. Something like this can't be called a miracle. Okay. Okay, now it's our turn to attack.
Also, if they're not allowed to fire on the surface, but they have suppressed weapons, which are surprisingly quiet, which they were allowed to fire on the surface earlier in the day, what's the problem?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what the problem is. There's no problem. In the basement, the club members were talking about their grand counterattack. That wasn't a grand counterattack. That wasn't what that was. Rika was a little disappointed that she couldn't have joined them, but she was happy that Akasaka told her what she had been waiting to hear. Rika told him about how cool he was, and he got a little embarrassed because he's a big old nerd. Kasai was doing all right, but Shion wasn't doing too well. Of course, it wasn't life-threatening, but she couldn't hear well in her left ear, possibly due to being so close to a stupid explosion from a grenade. To test her hearing, Mion went around to Shion's left side and whispered some dirty words. She seemed to be able to hear them fairly well. Of course, she might have been hearing through her right ear, though. That's how ears work. Shion decided to lie down on a tatami mattress in the torture room while Iria kept an eye on her. Mion was very worried, but Shion told her that she was okay and forced her to go ahead with the next operation. Mion complained that Shion didn't understand her feelings. That's a problem. Now they would have to come up with an idea to rescue Tomitaki Flash from the clinic. They had Akasaka and Kasai on their side, both of whom were used to battles. Also, they had Irie, who knew about the secret basement of the clinic. They would have to get moving quickly, but they had to at least have a plan. It was almost 10:30 a.m. Because of what they had gone through, they were exhausted, and it felt like it was almost evening. But if they were at school, it would be only the second or third period. They had to pull themselves together. They had to regain their fighting spirit. There you go. Okay, here we go. Here comes the fucking scene that I've been scared about. Irie checked Shion's left ear with a pen light. I am not a specialist, but your eardrum may have been damaged. Do you have a headache or feel dizzy at all?
No, I'll be just fine.
Irie wet his handkerchief and wiped Shion's face gently.
Are you surprised? The manager of the Hinamizawa fighters was in a gunfight, I mean.
Yeah, I am. I heard you were ready to give up your own life. My boss-san told me.
Jeez. Things like that sound cool in the moment, but when you survive, they're pretty embarrassing, huh? Oh, man.
Oh, if something happens to you and I live, my sister will never forgive me for that. I don't have my loved one anymore, but sis does! Oh, my heart. I don't mean to tease you, but you were talking about Satoshi-kun, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know. Who knows where he could be? I don't even know if he's alive or dead.
Who could possibly know?
The dramatic irony.
He's alive.
What?
Shion's thoughts stopped in their tracks when Irie answered immediately. Satoshi Hojo-kun is alive. He developed terminal symptoms due to excessive stress last year.
And they haven't briefed Shion on what terminal symptoms are at all, I trust.
She's going to have to learn. She's going to have to learn. Mion and the other club members had already told Shion about the current situation, so she kind of understood what he meant, but not really.
I don't believe this.
I thought I could treat him with the same drug I used on Satoko-chan, but Satoko-chan was one of the very rare and lucky cases. Satoshi-kun's treatment has been very difficult. It's still going on.
Satoshi-kun, he's still alive.
I'm sorry for not telling you this until now. Satoshi-kun is in the basement of the clinic.
Oh no, another hostage.
We gotta go save him. Shion and Irie returned from the torture room. Shion looked very serious, as if she had gained the determination to fight. Keiichi and the others were just talking about how the enemy found where they were. Shion answered immediately.
You think there might be some kind of device on Dr. Irie's clothes? Not his personal clothes, but it's something the clinic provides.
Oh, do you mean my coat, perhaps?
Excuse me, let me check.
Shion checked Irie over like an inspector at an airport, and she found a little button on the back side of his collar. It was a little round button. There was no reason why a button like this would be on the back of the collar.
This is probably it. This is how they found us without following the car. Damn it, but as long as we have this button, it's possible for us to create a diversion, right?
A decoy unit with this button can lure the enemy away, and while the clinic is short on stuff, we attack and rescue Tomitaki Flash-san. I think that's the best way.
In that case, the decoy unit should bring our foes to my hills.
The plan!
Yeah, that area would be perfect. It's pretty vast, so the enemy will have to bring lots of men, rendering the clinic practically empty.
We'll have no way of knowing how many will stay behind at the clinic. Mr. Tomitaki is there, so they'll probably leave an appropriate number of men to guard him.
In that case, we should add something they want more than Tomitaki Flash to the decoy unit. Are you sure, Rika? Yes. As long as I'm with everyone else in Seneco's hills, I won't be caught. Only we club members know the hill well enough, so maybe it's a good idea to use us as a decoy unit, and also puts all the club members in the same place for the finale.
Whoa, that's crazy, Ben. What do you mean?
Why? Spoilers!
Yeah, that works. So the adult unit will attack the clinic while the decoy unit lures the enemy away.
Adult unit, sure.
What's the chances of success?
Small chance of success. What are we waiting for? As long as Akasaka-san pretends not to see anything, since I hear you're a policeman. Kasai spoke while loading his shotgun! Yes!
I'm off duty now.
Akasaka replied while checking an automatic pistol. He hadn't used this particular gun before, but he was used to handling guns. He doesn't need guns! He is a gun! He was prepared to fire too. Irie tried to memorize how to remove the safety, but he looked nervous. Damn it, Irie. Have you ever used a machine gun before? No, I've only ever used handguns. Maybe you should get used to it. Make sure you have a full magazine at all times, and have another gun just in case the magazine gets stuck. Kasai-san, is that a shotgun? The odd number shots are slug bullets. They can suppress enemies as well as destroy walls.
Wow, I know people call you Shotgun Tatsu, but you really are a shotgun expert, huh?
Shotguns are very deadly, therefore, even without firing a shot, my opponents may surrender. By the way, I have some bulletproof vests, you should wear them. Kasai sounded very dependable, but at the same time, he reminded everyone that this operation would be a very dangerous one. It wasn't a simple fist fight, even a veteran soldier can die in a gun battle. There's always a chance of death, regardless of how well trained you are. In fact, Kasai and Akasaka were the only people who could be depended upon. Kasai talked Irie out of carrying a gun because it might be dangerous for him to have one. Someone could get injured by friendly fire. Because didn't he just say you should carry a machine gun? Are you sure he would say it to Irie? Look, I'm just saying.
Why would Akasaka not know how to use automatic weapons? This is ridiculous.
Because he's a policeman.
No,
they don't know how high up he is. Let us know in the comments. We're not going to throw on this.
No, I agree with you in hindsight, but I think that expecting us to determine that.
But why would he ask Irie if he's used a machine gun? He's a civilian.
Because he's working for a military hospital.
But he's a doctor.
And?
Let us know in the comments what you think of the situation.
No, I'm
telling you, I don't see why Kasai would ask the doctor man who's struggling to load a handgun if he's ever wielded a machine gun.
Yeah, it's like the kind of thing you do. You see someone struggling and you ask them condescendingly. It's like when I come here and you're plugging in your microphone and fucking it up and I say, Ben, have you ever used a microphone before?
I don't do that. What are you talking about? You usually set up my microphone because I'm having a sandwich. Because I don't get lunch at work. It's easy for me to get lunch here. Point is, I'm just saying, Akasaka is like the deadly man holding the handgun. Why would Kasai ask the doctor, like, have you used a machine gun before? Doesn't make any sense.
Do we have something in our camp at the moment? Did we give ourselves a can of Coke? Did that happen?
I don't know.
We gave ourselves something.
Who has the can of Coke? Somebody has a can of Coke. Is it us?
Might be us.
I thought that Ryukishi had that.
All right. Well,
what do you want to do?
If there is anything attached to our score right now, which I've forgotten, vote in the comments, and this will determine who it goes to.
Not the truck. We already have the truck tied to a different vote.
The truck's already gone away.
The truck's. Do we lose it?
It's already been voted on.
Okay, good.
All right.
I don't know if we've lost.
So let us know in the comments. Do we keep the can? Or whatever the item is. Or does it go to Ryukishi? Or if there is no can and I'm gaslighting myself,
yes.
How many points do we get?
I think you've lost your mind is what I think.
I have lost my mind.
You've lost your mind. Thinking that you would ask a fucking doctor who's struggling to load a handgun, struggling to use the safety on a handgun.
No, I'm not saying that he thought it was a good idea. I'm saying that he was condescendingly giving him instructions.
I don't think so.
Because he thought that everyone should have a weapon going into this situation.
These are lies.
These are ridiculous.
No, he was asking Akasaka because Akasaka seems very well trained, but he chooses not to use a machine gun for some reason. Silly. Anyway.
He picked an automatic pistol.
I know. It's like his weapon of choice, except for his massive guns. Point is, Mion suggested that maybe there should be more people on the team, but both of those nerds refused because those who couldn't even handle guns at all might end up as dead weight.
So Shion should come then.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah!
And I have to go, huh? We lack firepower. I'll bring my Ingram to support you.
Oh my god.
Are you okay, Shion? How's your ear?
Oh, it's all better now. I'm back to normal. Sorry to make you worry.
He's just like walking like all wobbly, like, sense of balance.
Shion, what did I just say?
Nothing.
Huh? Of course. I heard it.
She didn't say anything. Mion tricked her. It was a trick. Shion still couldn't hear out of her left ear.
Shion, it's too dangerous. To be honest with you shouldn't even be in the decoy unit. You should just hide somewhere.
No. Shunga, you're Saber Man. Let's go.
Sis, listen. I now have a reason why I have to go to the clinic. If I mention it, Sadako is going to want to come too. But she just can't. There'll be an indoor fight. The enemy will fire at us. Do you mean?
Mion sensed it. She sensed through the Force the reason why Shion had to go to the clinic. That's why she didn't say anything more. If she was in Shion's position, she would go even if neither of her ears could hear and she couldn't even walk. She'd go.
It's too dangerous, Shion-san. Please think it over.
It's for your sake, though.
Sadako, Shion will join the rescue unit. I hate the phrasing of the sentence. Sadako, Shion will join the rescue unit. Sadako, the decoy unit is counting on you. Sadako, concentrate on your job.
Hey, now you're starting to do it. I love this. I love this is happening. Shi-chan.
You know right, Renaissance. You know I'm not planning to die.
I know we're planning to die. Yeah, I do. Determined girls can never die. Shouldn't the line be like, beautiful girls can never die? Because it like echoes what Shion said earlier or whatever.
Nah.
Alright, whatever, dude. That's dumb.
That's right. Even if they kill me, I won't die.
That's true. Shion and Rena gave each other a high five? I didn't know they were that close.
It's all for the fan fictions, man.
That's true. The Shion X Rena, nightlife fan fiction is really, it's booming. Okay, then it's decided. Let's get moving, people. I'll take the button.
Here you are. Good luck, Rikuchima.
Yay. You too, Shi. I hope you're not planning on stabbing me again. Oh, you believe surely in a miracle, and now it's going to happen. Therefore, this is a chance that God has given you.
I think there were days I didn't believe. I think someone even admonished me for that. It is difficult to keep believing, isn't it?
You gotta do it every day. But you believed. Oh, but you believed. You regretted not believing, so you believed. So please cherish this day your strong will brought about today, and you will longer have to suffer what you have been suffering up until now. What a fucking typo.
Hey, you're my sister's new friend. I don't know your name, but thank you. I think it'll go well.
Of course it'll go well. I sure somebody guarantees it. Alright. I think.
What?
Let's see what happens.
Wow, this is still going?
I know. I'm real.
You're gonna be real.
This is like, I want to say the halfway point, maybe a bit over that.
I don't know.
Because we have to play out these two entire scenes. So I think we pause here.
All right.
We'll come back to it. This
Okay.
may or may not be another video,
my goodness.
We'll see. We're coming back for the finale.
This is the first time in a long while we've stopped in the middle of a chapter.
I know, but I don't have the time. I will literally have to lie down in the streets if we finish today. But that's
I have to call an ambulance to get you home.
I know. An ambulamp.
That's right.
But that's okay, because I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Well,
and I'm looking forward to the stupid ass finale.
Next time will be the ending, question mark?
It should be at least the main ending. I don't know if it'll include all the extra stuff. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see what happens,
I guess we'll pace it out as we go. Thank you very much for joining us here on Higurashi today.
Thanks for hanging out.
This has been by far the most absurd chapter we've covered on the entire history of this show. I told you,
this is the thing. We have to talk about this at the end of this story, at the end of Matsubashi, but it is a weirdly divisive chapter. I don't think there's anybody who hates it, but it lacks a lot of the tension. None of the twists are really surprising.
Yeah,
the story is just kind of paying everything off sequentially, right?
Yeah, the credibility, just isn't there.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes everything else not work as well, which is interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. This arc just is very, straightforward. It's not trying to catch you.
Yeah.
It's not trying to bamboozle you. Even in the most was and then Rika died horribly. It's no, she didn't. No, she didn't, Rika. Come on now. I'm still looking forward to the ending. I think it's really great. And I want to talk about, the things that I learned from experiencing this story.
Alrighty.
Back in the good old days. But it's this is it, dude. This is the end of the story.
This is the end.
This is Matsuri.
Next
Strap
time!
in next time.